Back on Tiger pregame and talking now with the head coach of the Clay Center Tigers, Todd Rice. We get set for homecoming week, Coach. Marysville coming in, and a team, the Clay Center Tigers, that's won 3 in a row. I said this Friday night going into the broadcast. It's been a good season when you get the 2 wins in a row, but it kind of validates things when you back it up with a 3rd straight win, and especially to do it on the road in the manner you guys did.
Yeah, I thought our guys have handled that focus really well. And, this year we're on the road quite a bit. We'll be home this week, but then back on the road 3 straight weeks. So our guys have done a good job just keeping their focus and, showing up ready to play.
And focus coming from behind a couple of weeks. And then this past week, you got the drive you didn't get points off of. Then you come back and still refocus, get the football right back, and then you have 2 scoring drives and really kind of took control of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought our guys came out, really set the tempo with them. Was really concerned we came out empty after that first drive, but, our defense was able to get them 3 and out, and, I think we'd run 20-plus plays to their 6 till, late into the second quarter, so that really helped dictate the tempo.
You came into that game with concern about, maybe not worry, but concern about the big front row. And on both sides of the football, I mentioned the line of scrimmage. You talked about it as well, establishing kind of that tempo. The guys really handled things above and beyond what I expected anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I think our pad level, and we got some guys just continuing to improve with their details. And I think that was a big part of it. And, we did get kind of wore down. I mean, not just playing in the heat that night, but, as hot as last week was. And I think you could see by the end of the third quarter that was kind of playing a factor too.
Talk about a team that's continuing to have balance, but how much fun it was on Friday night to not have to fix anything as far as your offense. You got some shots through the air and had some success, but, man, when you're running it between the tackles and having great success with numerous people, it's got to be a joy to coach in.
It is, and that's a tribute to a lot of guys. It was exciting to see, Gavin Siebold break out, have a couple of those big runs, and we always talk about this as a team offense, and it was fun to see a lot of different guys contribute to it. And I thought our offensive coaches did a great job of continuing to take what was there, and that can be a trick. You get in a game and you're like, well, yeah, this is working well, but what if? And I thought our guys did a really good job of just continuing to keep the foot on the gas.
Great win against Wamego, the 3rd straight victory for you guys. 2-0 now in league, and I'll talk about the elephant in the room. You guys are on top right now, the North Central Kansas League standings. I asked the guys in our locker room show this week if you'd talk much about it, and they said no, really the focus was on just taking care of business. It's got to be something you know about, they know about. Do you address it at all, or you just go about business?
That's a great question. We talked about it on Monday. So here's the standings. That's what's there. 4 teams are still in it. This is just the next step. And so a lot of things can, I don't know if anybody would be eliminated this week necessarily, out of Abilene, Concordia, us, and Marysville. I think it's 4 teams in it. You got to just show up and do your job this week, and, we'll figure it out, and, that'll be something to look back on after the season.
The Marysville Bulldogs looked like world beaters in the first 3 weeks and really had the state's attention. They were in rankings across the board. And then they have a stumble against Concordia, but I think you and I, as we talk, know Concordia is much better than what their record had shown. It was a good matchup for the Panthers, and they took advantage of some opportunities.
Yeah, Concordia, give Coach Kingsbury a lot of credit. They lost 2 tough games to start the year. They were thrown in the end zone to beat Beloit, thrown in the end zone the night they played us. They're a solid team. They've got 19 seniors, and just watching that game, there was no fluke that, Concordia was the most physical team that night. And, Marysville usually makes a few plays that they did not make during that game. So, those things can be in the mix too.
Homecoming week, we always address this. I thought Gavin Siebold gave a great answer in the locker room show. He said, we think it ups the excitement, but they've got to make sure they don't focus on that more than the business at hand, if you will.
Yeah, and I hope they have fun with it at Spirit Week, and they get a beat on a vehicle and do some things like that. But I hope they really appreciate its opportunity for a lot of alums to come back. Pietique weekend, which is huge for our community, and so there's a lot of things in the mix with that, and hopefully a good home crowd, because not only homecoming, but we won't be home for another month. So, hopefully a great chance to have people out there.
I know there's a buzz around the community about this team because you are doing some things that people are taking note of. So I do expect a good crowd tonight. Coach, as always, go get them.
All right, thanks a lot.
Back with more on pregame in just a moment.
Did you capture a protein premium on your wheat this season? If not, it may be time to reconsider what you're planting. Oldie Seed is introducing several new varieties that will provide excellent yield and protein potential, and all varieties meet the Oldie Gold standard. Wheat technology is evolving, and planting one of the Oldie Seed top-yielding varieties or blends this season is the first step in achieving higher yields and increased income. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Here's a tech tip from Blue Valley Telecommunications. Do you know what bandwidth is, or megabytes? Bandwidth is the amount of information your internet connection can move. It's described in megabytes or megs. How much bandwidth you need depends upon how many devices you have and what you're going to use your internet for. Your bandwidth speed is split when it enters into your house. If you have only a 5 meg connection with 5 users, each user could end up getting only 1 meg, which can cause things to load really slowly. If you have questions about your speed, give us a call, 877-876-1228.
Steve, I don't know what to do. I just realized I lost my debit card. Download the USB mobile app and use your debit card on and off feature to shut your card off now. Okay, I can do that. What will I do in the meantime? I need my card. Just swing by the main bank. We can print you a new one in minutes. Great, thanks. Union State Bank is the best. Use the mobile app or internet banking to check your account for unauthorized activity. We also offer email alerts whenever your card is used. Be sure to check your statements when you receive it. This is Brandy Lippert and Alicia Lenhart with Union State Bank, member FDIC.
Besides providing quality healthcare services, our hospital has a profound economic impact on our community. At a time when some communities are cutting back, ours is expanding. Access to healthcare is vital to those in need of a walk-in clinic, emergency room, or find difficulty in traveling. I'm Bryant Johnson, Clay Center Facilities CEO of the Citizens National Bank. As a member of the Campaign Council, we are committed to raising funds necessary to equip our new facility. Please join me and our bank by donating to this worthy cause.
And we welcome you to a Football Friday night from the Den on what is a perfect football Friday night. Weather forecast, we'll hope the forecast for football kind of ramps up the same direction. The Clay Center Tigers, Marysville Bulldogs, 2 3-1 teams coming into this matchup in an NCKL showdown that will have major implications on the end of the season before it's all said and done. Somebody could get the upper hand or somebody could put themselves right back into position. The Clay Center Tigers, Marysville Bulldogs on a Football Friday from the Den, along with studio engineer Bernie Fancella, our Tiger statistician Zach Elzinga, Z-Dog with us, and, of course, Randy Chet Carlson with us once again. This is Rocky Downing welcoming you to the Den. Chet, this is, we get excited on Friday nights, but you win 3 in a row, you get a Marysville Clay Center showdown that, for the first time in a while, Chet, let's be honest, means something.
Well, it really does. And, back in the day, they were both powerhouses. And then we went through years where Clay Center was weaker, Marysville was stronger, and then vice versa. And then we hit a long stretch where Marysville was kind of down on their program. And then the last, I'd say 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years, Marysville's brought it way up, and they brought it up fast. And they became a powerhouse these last couple of years. This year they started out crazy good, and they have a great team they brought into Clay Center tonight.
They hadn't beat Abilene since 2014. They checked it off the list.
Yeah.
Then they got the win against Rossville, the Bulldogs, who have been such a storied program. They're down this year. We found that out from more people than just Marysville. They stumbled last week against Concordia, or did Concordia just win that football game? And from what I've heard, it's the real deal. Concordia just played really well. May have caught Marysville a touch off guard, and then they just couldn't get back in the rhythm, and Concordia owned the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely. And, that's 3 teams that I think it's important, whether it's Clay Center, Concordia, Marysville. I think it's important for all 3 of those teams to get an early jump in a game. And that's really what we're talking about in all of these games, because there's so much parity among those teams. We beat Concordia, but it was 28-26, and it was a bloodbath to try to get to the end of that game with a victory. But They ran at will against us up the middle. They did the same thing against Marysville last weekend.
By the way, great group of king and queen candidates. We say that every year, and we truly mean it every year. I mean, it's awesome to see the group of young men and young women that are candidates for Clay Center. And it was a fun afternoon with the pep rally and the parade, and to see them all taking part, and the crowds are running, the young kids out there. I mean, all those things are so special. We'll give you a full look at the king and queen candidates, but this year's king and queen have been announced. It's Garrett Craig, and it's Sydney Calloway. And all 8 would have been deserving, but it was fun to see those 2 announced.
And we've known all those kids forever, and the 2 that won, Sydney and Garrett, we've known them basically since they were born. I mean, it's fun to see that. Here we are, 73 degrees, the last Friday in September. Everything's beautiful out here. It's homecoming, Piatique weekend, a lot of class reunions going on. It's the captains are out there for the coin toss right now, and it's a football Friday night.
And I'll add to what you just built up, Chet. There's a buzz around this town right now about this team, and it should be. Now, tonight, so we talked about getting 3 in a row and validating something last week. Tonight, people are going, okay, is this the real deal? And maybe the Tigers are thinking that. Maybe Marysville's thinking that. This is a big-time ball game tonight.
It absolutely is, and it depends on who you talk to, whether you talk about the first game of the season against Phillipsburg being a blessing or a curse. But Phillipsburg was crazy, really good, and they still are. And, so we kind of had our rear ends handed to us on that first week of the season, but we were pulling a lot of positives out of that game. We go to Goodland. We play, then Concordia, then we go to Goodland, then Wamego, and this team just keeps getting better and better every quarter that they play.
And I said that to Coach Todd Rice in our locker room show this week. I said, it seems to me it's not day by day, it's not game by game, but literally quarter by quarter, like you just said.
I agree.
And he goes, and as a typical coach, he said, the good thing is we still see things we could be a whole lot better at.
Oh, absolutely.
And we agree, but it's fun to see a team really grow as the season goes along. The Tigers have won the coin toss. They will take the football to start. Let's take a break. Your kickoff from the Den on Homecoming 2017 coming up next.
In this risky market, does your farm have the protection it needs? Farmers Union Insurance is committed to providing our farm families with complete insurance solutions for every operation, large or small. We have products to cover everything from crops to combines, homes to barns, autos to auto steer and your tractors. Our products will help manage your risk and keep you protected from the unknown. Give me, Jim Gearhan, a call at 632-3264 or stop by our office at 426 Lincoln Avenue in downtown Clay Center. We are proud to support the Tiger Athletics.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement in Concordia reminds you that brutal winter days will soon be here. You're almost out of time to have your roof replaced before the cold weather season arrives. Roof work must be completed with daytime temperatures of at least 45 degrees in order to avoid long-term problems with adhesiveness. Learn more at GeislerRoofing.com.
This is Dallas Hassenmack, Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement has you covered with more than 38 years experience.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. We've got you covered.
When high school football fans paint a picture of what Friday nights look like, this is it right here. I mean, 2 good teams going head-to-head, a league matchup, a rivalry, something that really means something. Crowds great on both sides, and the weather ideal. This is high school football Friday nights. Friday Night Lights they talk about, this is it right here.
Yeah, this is 2017 version, but these 2 teams go so far back. And if you want to talk some Clay Center Marysville games with my old coach, you better pack a lunch.
I hear that. The kickoff, the Tasty Pacer kickoff is underway. It's taken by it was a swift kick. It's Jake Ferguson who returns it across the 30. Out to the 35-yard line goes the sophomore. And the Tigers will have good field position to begin. Swift kick. They didn't boot it downfield at all. It kind of bounced around, and Jake Ferguson does a good job for the Tigers as a sophomore to get it out to the 35-yard line.
Jake did a great job, and if that was a designed swift kick, I'm saying they wanted to keep it away from Mr. Mendham.
Decision likely. Yeah. The guy can make some things happen. Tigers take over offensively on the line of scrimmage to begin. Garrett Craig, the center. Peyton Lane under center. In motion goes Mendham. They'll go quick with it. Peyton Lane's going to keep it. Squirts to the outside. He's tackled around the line of scrimmage, almost into the backfield that time. by the Marysville Bulldogs on defense, and it'll be a loss of maybe a yard. The tackle made by Bryson Meinhardt. It is actually a gain of 2, so forward progress makes it 2nd down 8. Tigers moving quick here offensively as they get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. To the right side, Jonathan Kramer-Rainbold and Gavin Ware. In motion goes Mendham right to left. They'll hand off to Levi Fitzenmeyer, and he will squirt forward to the 40-yard line. A gain of almost 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, 3rd and 5. The Tigers have gotten positive yardage out of both of the first 2 downs here. Very, very quick pace by the Tigers. Now, they've been going no huddle quite a bit, but they are getting the calls to the field very quick tonight. Tigers took the ball. They won the toss. They wanted to come out on offense. Here they are, 3rd and 5.
Offensive line to the left side, Cody Carlson, Holden Heigl. Lane under center. He will work right side. He's going to keep it himself, hitting the backfield, tries to bounce off a tackler, maybe gets a yard out of it. It brings up an early 4th down play for the Tigers from their own 46-yard line, or 41-yard line.
Yeah, not really the start that the Tigers wanted. They wanted to move the chains and establish that line of scrimmage. That was part of the reason for taking the ball when they won the toss. Here they are. They got a good return off the kick. Here they're going to be punting from the punter will be standing on about his 30-yard line when he kicks the ball.
Connor Last has been really good this year. Longest is 52 yards. A little bit of a high snap, but he has it. He bangs this one downfield. He is averaging 38.1 yards a kick. The return by Backus gets to the sideline left and then finally driven out of bounds, but he takes it out across the 40-yard line. Last got a good boot into it, but a good return by Jacob Backus.
Yeah, we needed about 1 more second of hang time on that. That was a great punt by Connor Last. Ant-Man was down with good coverage on the punt, but he didn't have the angle. And then there was a blocker on him that did have the angle, and that turned into about a 15 to 20-yard return for Marysville.
Marysville's offense, they'll spread it out, and they will throw it around. Jack Bloomer is dangerous. 6'3", 180, a senior. You probably know the name if you follow Tiger football. He has 13 touchdown passes already this season, 915 yards through 4 games, and he can run it as well. And he will share it with everybody, although his favorite target is Gabe Peschel. Here is Bloomer going to run it left side. He's going to take the run to the sideline, and it's going to be bumped out of bounds by Caleb Bendham. Almost out of bounds when the contact was made. It's a gain of maybe 2, possibly 3. 2nd down, we'll call it 8 yards to go.
They were right in the middle of the field, and they had twin receivers to the right, split as far right as they could possibly be, which pulled a couple of cover guys out this way. He took it to his left, and he tried working that sideline. The Tigers bumped him out after a 2-yard gain.
The thing you can't do is let Jack Bloomer get in space. If he does, he's dangerous. They have 3 to the right, 1 left, the receivers. It's going to be a handoff underneath to Derek Raver. He gets outside, and he is hit in the backfield. Great open field play by their safety, Peyton Lane. Now give some credit to Gavin Ware, stretching it out. Dylan Moon in the area, but Peyton Lane cleans it up.
And Anthony as well. Anthony helped turn that play in. All 4 of those guys can. Peyton Lane's the only guy that gets a tackle there, but all 4 of them contributed to that tackle. But Peyton was able to bring it full speed from the safety position.
You know, Ant was on the locker room show along with Gavin Siebold, and we talked about containing. And I said, you're probably something you've talked about. He goes, oh, yeah. Along with working on Gabe Peschel, he knows the numbers this guy has thrown up this year. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Bloomer back to pass. Stands in the pocket, a lot of time. Good coverage downfield. Now he throws off the back foot, and it's going to be out of bounds. Well overthrown. That is a coverage play.
Yeah.
The Tigers never got to Bloomer. He had a ton of time, but downfield, you see Connor Last, Peyton Lane, Caleb Mendham, Anthony Atkinson, Innicky, Wyatt Alexander, all in perfect position.
Absolutely, and I've been watching Bloomer throw the ball for 3 years, and I'm saying he threw that out of bounds on purpose because it was 6 feet over the head of his receiver. But Holden Heigl had finally broken loose and was starting to come at.
Tigers almost get to the punt. It is going to be away. Caleb Mendham takes it back inside the 15-yard line, tries to break a tackle, and now is going to be punished at around that 13-yard line. Gutsy play to start with to make the catch with the defender right there, then tried to break a tackle, and then a wave of Bulldogs takes him down. But the Tigers do stop on Marysville's first offensive series.
He had a Marysville defender hit him as soon as he touched the ball. Now, when he caught that punt, he didn't catch it in his chest or his breadbasket. He caught it in his hands above his face, and he got hit immediately. Then there was a second tackler right after that. He did a great job of just hanging on to the ball.
Connor Last off to the right side. the Ant-Man off to the left. Now the Tigers do look at their wristbands for the call from the sideline. Fitzenmeyer in the backfield. They'll hand off to Levi Fitzenmeyer, and he's got some pretty good yardage. He breaks a tackle, then drags the tackler across the 25-yard line. A first down and 10 carry, 13 yards for the Big Bull.
Now, almost 4 minutes into this game, and it's the first time the guys working on the chain gang have been able to move the chains because of a first down. And the Tigers get it on their second possession. It was 3 and out for the Tigers, 3 and out for Marysville. Now the Tigers on first down get a 1st and 10.
Levi ran right behind Cody Carlson and Holden Heigl that time on the left side of the line, and then carried a guy after breaking a tackle for the 13 yards and 1st and 10. Now Peyton Lane off the belly option, keeps it, spins, trying to tick forward, not much there. Maybe gains a yard or two on the first down carry.
Yeah, when he pulled the ball and he made that read, he was trying to turn it up inside between, almost between the zero gaps, between the A gaps there, and it got real crowded in a hurry. He did get about a yard and a half out of the play.
Bulldogs a 3-man front, but they do bring their linebackers on the outside up. It almost looks like a 5-man front by the time they get set, although they call it a 3-5. Here is Lane under center. Siebold goes in motion. Back to pass first time. Downfield, right side looking for Connor Last. A lot of contact with Backus as he tried to get free. No flag is thrown. It will fall incomplete. Good shot downfield. Connor Last is dangerous. Backus stride for stride, both kind of jockeying for position, and they'll let him play.
Yeah, they let him play. There was a lot of hand fighting going on, about 5 yards away from where the pass landed. And, of course, the Clay Center fans wanted interference, and I think it was a good no call. But that is a sign they're going to let some hand fighting go on tonight, maybe.
Tight formation, Wyatt Alexander right side. Tight left is Connor Last. Peyton Lane, design run right side, and not much there. He does take it across the 30-yard line. Both these teams have gone very quick pace offensively, but the defense has been right there in position and filled the gaps and not let much happen.
Yeah. So we're going to trade possessions here again. The Tigers did move the chains once. The line of scrimmage is right on the 30, so this time Connor will be punting from about his 20.
Return man Backus stands back at his own 30-yard line. 4th down, 6 yards to go for the Tigers. Connor Last, as Chet said, back inside the 20 to receive the snap. It's there, and the kick is away. This time he bangs one, high spiral. Backus backs up inside the 20. Now the return right side, takes it back toward the middle, breaks the tackle, and weaves his way left across the 40-yard line. Pretty good field position again for Marysville. Backus, good return man, obviously, as he brought it back across the 40.
Well, Connor has hit 2 great punts, and he's almost outkicked his coverage, and that's what happens is he has boomed these. We're not downfield yet, and, the return guy has a head of steam of about 10 yards by the time everything's coming together.
That's a great point. Like out-kicking the coverage. You hear that a lot. It's almost what's happening. He's banging it too good. First down 10. Quick throw out to the right for Raver. 2 defenders and 3 defenders, and Raver's still moving downfield. The Tigers didn't wrap up. They got some good hits on him, but Raver moves it across the midfield stripe and into Tiger territory. It's going to be second down, 2 yards to go.
There's a fine line between a receiver making a stock block and holding.
Yeah, there is.
And especially when the play comes that direction. And you know what I'm talking about.
Well, Ant was absolutely stock block / held, which opened that hole up for Raver to go through.
Yeah, and still Ant ended up making the tackle, but he would have made it 5 yards upfield if it weren't for that.
Second down, 2 yards to go after an 8-yard first down reception. Now it's Raver out of the Wildcat formation, if you will. The lone back was Raver, the running back. Bloomer went out to the right side as they split out, and it will be 1st and 10 for Marysville. They move the chains for the first time tonight. 1st and 10, Marysville now is the Tiger 45-yard line.
Yeah, and they're into Clay Center territory and trying to put something together. And we thought we had a quick pace. Their pace is a little bit quicker than ours.
True. Holden Heigl, who did go down, we didn't mention, but on the punt coverage, he is still on the sideline, so we need to get match point out there as soon as possible. Here's Bloomer from the gun, takes the handoff, throws out on the left side to Backus. Connor Last slows him down, but now Backus breaks his tackle. Out into the open field he goes, and down to the Tiger 30-yard line. First inning in Marysville. Tigers had him trapped.
Yeah.
and let the mouse out.
Well, and I don't know if it was Connor Last or one of them had a hold of his jersey, but he spun out of that, and he didn't get help from his other defenders there. It turned it into a pretty good play from Marysville. They moved the chains again.
Backus has 15 catches, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns on the season, and he's also been able to be their leading punt returner and done some great work for them there as well. We've seen already tonight. 1st and 10, Marysville, now to the Tiger 28-yard line is where Backus was marked down. Bloomer with Raver beside him. Play action, throws out right side. Here's Backus again, and the Tigers will punish him at the 23-yard line. Still a pretty good pickup on 1st down, 2nd down 5.
Well, I'd say based on the stats you just said that the majority of his yards have to come on yards after the catch because he is that type of a runner. Once he's cagey out there.
Actually, a gain of, well, they call it 5. 2nd down 5. Football is at the Tiger 23-yard line. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of slip screens and little throws to the flat, let him get in space and make some things happen. Gabe Peschel, his favorite target, has not been thrown to yet except the one he was being pressured. He threw out of bounds, but he is slotted to the left with Anthony Atkinson inking on him, and now we've got to stop a play before the snap at the timeout to Marysville. Timeout on the field, 4:06 to work, no score. Marysville driving 2nd and 5 at the Tiger 23. You're listening to Clay Center Tiger Football on 100.9.
Central Valley Ag suggests before you put your next crop in the ground, put the full precision ag package to work for you. Field Reveal, a powerful, innovative software platform combined with the 4-step Central Valley Ag Advanced Cropping System. You and your CVA field sales agronomist will put together seed selections, then use season-long field management to maximize your yield and profit. Get in touch with your nearest Central Valley Ag branch or go to cvacoop.com. Learn all about Field Reveal before you make plans for the next growing season.
Get free milk with Ray's Apple Market's Milk Cow Club card. When you buy a gallon or half gallon, you get a punch on your card, and Wednesdays are double punch days. Then after 12 punches, you get a free gallon or half gallon of milk. Your filled card registers you for a chance to win free milk for a year.
Here at Ray's, it is our passion to give you, our customer, a pleasant, time-saving shopping experience while providing exceptional products at value prices with uncommon customer service. Thank you from our family to yours. Shop small, shop local.
4:06 to work in this opening quarter. It's been a quick first period. Both teams trying to keep pace going on the offensive side and keeping it on the ground. Marysville now making a move, though. They have it to the Tiger 23-yard line. In motion, Backus from right to left. Bloomer back to pass. Now rolls right. He's in trouble, and it's Wyatt Alexander, and it's Jonathan Kramer Rainbow that will bring him down. Then a penalty flag away from the football, and the play comes in. There was one penalty flag that looked like a holding, I would think, on offense, and then the penalty flag that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know about the one on the far side. The one I'd say is in the area of holding, which is the signal.
That's the first call, holding against Marysville.
I guess it's the same call. They're only calling one.
Well, fair enough. Well, the way the second one came in, they threw it high, they threw it away from the play. I thought, okay, somebody said something.
Apparently they called the same holding call.
This will be an interesting decision. You could take the hold from the spot of the foul and give them another down. They did lose yardage, and it could have brought up 3rd down, but instead they'll take the yards and bump them back to around the 35-yard line. So you gain some real yardage. Marysville has 2nd down at about 17 to go.
Yeah, it was an interesting call because it was a sack, but it wasn't a deep sack.
Right.
And he had worked his way back, so it was negative yardage. It was kind of shallow, so the Tigers ended up taking it. It's now, 2nd and about 15 or more. 18. 2nd and 18.
2 receivers right. The handoff underneath the Raver. He's tripped up, but stays on his feet, gets down to the 26-yard line. It's a gain of almost 9. But it will be still 3rd down and long as they get it to the Tiger 26-yard line.
So they about picked up their penalty yardage there. Right. And so, as you say, it's 3rd and about 8, 3rd and 7 for them at the 26-yard line.
They need about the 18-yard line. The football line of scrimmage is the 26, as Chet said, of the Tigers. 3rd down and long. 2 receivers left. Peschel slotted that side. Ant-man on him. Connor Last has coverage on Backus. Bloomer back to pass. Pressure coming. He throws out left side. He's got a receiver. That's Peschel. He is going to be tackled by Atkinson Inniking, but you could see the timing and the communication between Bloomer and Peschel, it didn't take long for Peschel to get a sliver of space and Bloomer to put it on the money.
And we knew they were a magic combination. Our defender never got turned. He just got beat from the line of scrimmage on. He was just trying to play catch-up, and Peschel was able to turn, catch it in stride. Big gain for Marysville.
First down and goal now for the Bulldogs at the Tiger 5-yard line. 2:53 to work. We're in the opening quarter. Tight formation this time for the Marysville Bulldogs. Raver goes in behind Bloomer. Play action, rolling right. Bloomer looking to the corner of the end zone and just overthrows Brendan Wetter. And so incomplete, second down goal.
And Bloomer's going over to tell him, I'm sorry. Because he had him wide open at the goal line, but he just threw it a little bit far out.
A lot of looks. Chet, you said this when we went to break. Marysville hasn't shown us more than one look really all night long.
If you want to
different every
If
play.
you want to see offensive diversity, just watch every play they've run so far in this game, and you haven't seen the same play twice.
Ethan Craig, the tight end right side. Raver stands beside Bloomer. Second down goal at the Tiger 5.
Wow.
And a shovel pass. Raver's hit and then got forward a bit, but now is muscled down by the Tiger defensive Holden Heigl in there. I see Gavin Siebold coming off the play and Wyatt Alexander. Odd-looking play.
Very odd because he threw it underhanded like you would do a pitch, but he pitched it forward, right? And so it was a forward pass, and it was a speed play. That play depends on speed. They're inside the 5. They're trying to get into the end zone, and they're just trying to catch the Tigers a step out of position there. Almost did.
Third down goal at the Tiger 4-yard line. Bloomer from the gun awaits the snap. He will play action, rolls right, ball fakes, now tucks it and runs him, and he's taken down by match point Holden Heigl. It's a loss of 2 on the play, fourth down and goal.
A lot of really good high school quarterbacks can do that. They fake that they're going to pass, and then they cut. They tuck the ball and cut. He faked that he was going to pass, open and catch Holden Heigl out of position, and he cut back against the grain on him. Holden just spun him down on the spot. Fourth down and goal now at the 6-yard line, and the Bulldogs will line up to go for it. A big opportunity defensively. A minute 19 to work first quarter. No score. And now a timeout's going to be called by the Tigers. Take this one. Fourth and goal. Marysville with the football. A minute 14 to work first quarter when we come back.
As a farmer, every season brings with it a number of decisions to make. Right now, you're deciding what variety of wheat seed to buy and how many acres to plant. At Wilbur Ellis, we have the information you need on the latest seed technology, plant nutrition, and protection. We have wheat seed and cover crop seed with the right traits and genetics, along with multiple ways to apply them. Let us also supply your starter fertilizer and nitrogen. We're Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed and Feed.
KCLY Kansas Incorporated has added another mechanic to our team, and we are able to expand our capabilities in taking care of our customers better. We know you depend on trucks and trailers with fall harvest coming up. You can trust us to service and repair your trucks and trailers so that you can keep up with the demand. From regular maintenance to repairing and replacing parts, our master mechanics get the job done. Call KCLY Kansas Incorporated in the Clay Center at 785-632-5183.
Minute 14 left, opening quarter. Lightning fast first period. Yep. Both these teams have kept it primarily on the ground. Now Marysville faced with fourth down and goal at the Tigers' 6-yard line. Raver stands beside Bloomer. Bloomer back to pass, rolling right. Now tucks it. He wants to run it down to the 5. He is sandwiched at the 3-yard line and brought down. It is going to be short. It is going to be short. The Tigers stop. The Tigers stop on fourth down. They'll be deep on their own end, but no points on the board, Chet.
I didn't see. There were 3 Tigers in on that tackle. Peyton Lane was one of them. I think Dylan Moon was one of them.
Holden Heigl, I believe, was the other side on that end position.
But they had to crunch him because he made a great cut, and he could just stretch that 6'3" body into that end zone, and they had to fold him backwards.
So the Tigers take over first down and 10 at their own 1-yard line. Peyton Lane will work in under center. He's got Levi Fitzenmeyer behind him. Gavin Siebold and Caleb Bendham, his wingbacks. Wide left is Atkinson into King. They'll hand off. No, it's Peyton Lane keeping it and breaking out to the 5, maybe 7-yard line. That's a huge carry for Peyton Lane. What a great read off the fake to Levi Fitzenmeyer.
Well, talk about zero room for error. When you're snapping the ball at your own 1-yard line, just to get it out to the 6 or 7 is a big deal. I'm looking here at a little room to breathe on second down.
Well, second down 5. They have it across the 5-yard line at their own end of the field. See if the electric company, that offensive line, we tabbed them the electric company last week. They put a charge into this offense. They need it right now. Peyton Lane under center, Garrett Craig. In motion goes Mendham. He will fake it again, keep it, trying to get outside. And the ball comes loose. Marysville looks like they have it. The Bulldogs have taken it back over.
He recovered that out of bounds.
I thought so too, Chad. It was bang, bang right on the sideline. I know Coach Mark Henry's eyeballing it right now with the official, but he's not going to get it overturned.
No, if anybody was watching on TV, this is one of those, there's no way it would uphold on the replay, but we don't have that here. No, Marysville recovered that out of bounds past the white chalk line there. It's right in front of us. We can see it clear. He did not have possession of it in bounds, but Marysville has the ball at the 7.
Gabe Peschel, the recovery. 2 receivers now to the right. Peschel and Backus. Backus goes in motion. Bloomer. He will hand it off underneath the Raver. He's going to be caught, pulled backwards by Anthony Atkinson. Anything. Also in on the play was Dawson Humphrey.
See where they give him progress to the line of scrimmage there.
It'll be down to the 6-yard line, second down and goal. So the Tiger defense faced with a big task. They met it once.
Yep.
See if they can meet it again. We've reached the quarter break. Tigers, Marysville Bulldogs tied at 0. Tiger football continues on 100.9.
Come to Robbins Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Fiat for their summer clearance event going on now. Test drive a new 2017 Ram truck, the longest lasting truck in America, now priced to move with deep summer discounts and 0% for 72 months. Now is the time to buy. See the complete inventory online at robbinsmotors.com or stop by and see them on West Anderson in Manhattan. Robbins Motor Company is a proud supporter of Tiger football.
Injuries can occur at inconvenient times, but Ortho On Call is there for you. The after-hours injury clinic at the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center is open Monday through Friday till 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday till 4 p.m. They can treat broken bones, strains and sprains, as well as small cuts or wounds with no appointment necessary. Ortho On Call provides an alternative to emergency rooms and urgent care, and they accept most insurances. Located at 1600 Charles Place in Manhattan. The greatest comebacks begin here.
Back again in the den, the Clay Center Tigers with their back against the wall, 0-0 tie. They stopped on 4th and goal just moments ago. Then the turnover sets up a short field, and now Marysville right back with a second down and goal at the Tigers 6.
Well, the Tigers did it once. They just have to come back and do it again right here. They asked their defense to bow their back and make the stand once. They just need to do it again. Second down and 6, goal from the 6.
Tigers defensively up front have Garrett Craig in there along with Holden Heigl, Gavin Ware the ends, crowding the line of scrimmage. It's going to be handoff left side, and a run to the left. Anthony Atkinson King does it again. What a stop in the backfield. It's third down and goal. The Ant-Man making a huge defensive play.
I'm glad that wasn't a tearaway jersey that time. He got a hold of the back of his jersey, and he had a grip on that one. He spun him backwards.
Just underway in the second quarter. Tigers and Bulldogs tied at 0. Marysville now a third down and goal at the Tiger 6-yard line after a fumble that they took over inside the 10. One back stands beside Bloomer. It's Bloomer keeping it inside the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up fourth down and goal, likely at around the 3.
Holden Heigl on the tackle that time. It was a solo tackle by Holden. And Bloomer, he's athletic. He's 6'3". He's very athletic. In the process, he picked up another 1.5 yards, 2 yards after Holden's tackle.
Well, a break, I think, for the Tigers. I thought it was near the 3. It's going to be the 4. Now, obviously, dangerous position still, but it is fourth down and goal. It's at the Tiger 4-yard line. Late substitution in for the Bulldogs.
A lot of 4s on the scoreboard.
Derek Raver comes in late and goes wingback left, and now another timeout's going to be taken, and it's by the Tigers defensively. 10:42 to work, first half. No score. Bulldogs 4th and goal at the Tiger 4 when we come back.
It's that time of year, the time to clean up the yard, trim trees, overseed, and fertilize so your yard will rebound from a tough summer and look great next spring. Wall Street Value has rental equipment to help get it done, like dethatchers, core aerators, overseeders, and tillers. Wall Street Value also has grass seed and fertilizer, weed killer, and ground sterilizer to make your yard the best in the neighborhood. Stop in 7 days a week at Wall Street Value in beautiful downtown Clay Center.
Hey, Marty at Bud's Tire Service here. Let's talk about that last word, service. We aren't just a tire shop. We can help with all your mechanical needs, like new motor and or transmission installs, brakes, alternators, water pumps, struts, shocks, you name it. We can also help trick your truck or car out with new grill guards, custom wheels, lifts, and a new set of tires. We can even help you out when it's time to grill that steak with a new Green Mountain pellet grill. Call 632-2135 or stop by 410 Court Street and let us help you with any of your needs. Good luck to all the Tiger athletes.
Along with studio engineer Bernie Fanzella, we have Zach Elzinga on stats, Chet Carlson with us. It is a football Friday night from the Den. Not a lot of stats yet, but I will tell you this. If the Tigers could stop here, I'm giving it the stat of the game already.
Yeah, I would too.
2 4th and goal stops would be huge.
Well, they've stopped Marysville 7 times when they needed to. They just need to an 8th time right now.
Here's Bloomer. He's wanting to pass it on 4th and goal to 4. Wide out. Then they're getting chased. The back of the end zone. Catch is going to be made. Marysville comes up with a touchdown. He hits Gabe Pichel, his favorite target for the year. Pichel with the catch and the touchdown. That's his 7th TD catch of the season. And now it's 6-0 Marysville.
I raised my fist because I thought we had a stop there. I thought he had thrown it away. And we had pressure on him big time. Pichel slides back there and catches that ball.
Right in the back of the end zone. And no field goal or extra point try at all. They go to 2-point conversion right away. Bloomer from the gun. And he rolls right. He's going to run it. Now tucks it. And he has stood up and driven backwards. Gavin Ware, the beast, makes the tackle. It'll be 6-0. Tigers get the football back. Marysville strikes early. 10:35 to work, second quarter here in the Den.
Did you capture a protein premium on your wheat this season? If not, it may be time to reconsider what you're planting. Oldie Seed is introducing several new varieties that will provide excellent yield and protein potential, and all varieties meet the Oldie Gold standard. Wheat technology is evolving, and planting one of the Oldie Seed top-yielding varieties or blends this season is the first step in achieving higher yields and increased income. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Great taste, fresh ingredients, lots of menu choices, all made to order with fast and friendly service. It all adds up to Subway, the one place where you can build your own meal exactly the way you like it. Subway in Clay Center is proud to sponsor CCCHS athletes, and whether you're heading to the game or getting ready to hit the road for home, the crew at Subway looks forward to seeing and serving you. Tiger fans and Subway, a winning combination.
Tigers will have the football back. The kick is another squibber down the field. It's going to be picked up by Caleb Mendham just inside the 20-yard line. A return through the middle. Not much room, although Mendham may have break loose. Caleb Mendham, he is to the 30, the 25, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Tigers. Caleb Mendham takes it home out of a big pack in the middle of the field, and Mendham breaks loose. Tough as leather. Mendham has tied the football game.
I think he took that at about the 15-yard line. If so, that's an 85-yard touchdown return on the kickoff by Caleb Mendham. He refused to go down. We couldn't see him in there. He was just in the big pack, and lots of times all of a sudden the runner's down, everybody walks away. There was this big pack. All of a sudden number 20 springs out of it, and nobody could catch him.
You know, he had an 85-yard run against Concordia right here on this field. And when I talked to him at the locker room show, I asked him about that run, splitting two defenders and getting loose, and he said, I didn't really have to do much. Isn't that typical, though?
Yeah.
Of a guy that does things of that nature. The Tigers will go for 2 here. Peyton Lane under center. Handoff left. Levi Fitzenmeyer near the goal line. 2-point conversion is through, and the Tigers have struck back immediately. Marysville went up 6-0. The Tigers answer with a Caleb Mendham 85-yard kickoff return and the 2-point conversion from Levi Fitzemeyer. Tigers lead it 8-6 here in the Den.
When physical disabilities or injuries make everyday mobility a challenge or even dangerous, Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy is there with durable medical supplies to get you where you need to go safely. They'll help you with canes, walkers, crutches, braces, and wheelchairs. They'll even fit diabetics with shoes made especially for their comfort needs. So for safety and mobility, it's good to know where to find the durable medical supplies that can give you the freedom to remain as active as possible. They're at Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy in downtown Clay Center.
When you grow corn or soybeans for a living, you're always looking for the latest advances to help your fields be more profitable. That's why it's time to turn to Channel. When you plant elite Channel seed products, you also get the services of your very own Channel seedsman. You see, your seedman works with you year-round to make the most of your operation.
For customized service, expert advice, and elite seed products, contact Colton with Frontier Ag Supply, 785-630-0596.
Tigers answer, and in a big way, Chad Carlson, wow.
Sometimes you don't know what's going to shift momentum in a game. We won the toss. We wanted to come out on offense and control the line of scrimmage. We weren't able to do that. They weren't either. All of a sudden, after a fumble, they get this touchdown finally. After all these tries, goal to go. Their first kick, they missed the extra point. Their first kickoff after that, we take it up to the house. We have momentum right now.
Kickoff is going to be squibbed right side. It will just sneak out of bounds. Tigers trying to get down there and keep it in play and down it, but it will go out of bounds. It will be Marysville taking over at a good field position, but what an answer. Caleb Mendham,
yeah.
You know, I called it said big pack. He's getting what he can out of it. All of a sudden, number 20 slips out of the pack, and he's gone.
Yeah, you couldn't even see him in there, and all of a sudden, well, the play's not blown dead yet. Oh, there he goes. You know, and all he did was pull away from everybody in the stadium, which Caleb Mendham's going to do. You know, if he gets a little bit of green grass. We kicked that ball away from Bacchus that time, and that's a good idea. You know, we did fail to keep it in bounds. We got the penalty. They took over at the 35, but he's a dangerous return guy.
Here is Bloomer from the gun. Play action. Sits in the pocket. Fires across the middle. Has a receiver that's wetter. Catch is going to be made. He gets by one tackler, then is stood up and taken down in the open field by Connor Last.
That was a clinical tackle that Connor Last made there. That's like you teach. You know, that's like you teach young kids, if you want to see the perfect tackle, here it is. You know, he just everything about it. Form was perfect.
So the Tigers will see Marysville move the football, and after both teams kind of switched giving up on downs and punts the first quarter, now all of a sudden both teams have it going.
Yeah, that time Brennan Wetter was on a quick slant, and you know, Bloomer's going to hit him in stride, and he did.
And now we have a timeout taken on the field. We'll break as well. Tigers lead it 8-6. Marysville into Tiger territory. 9:50 to work, first half when we return.
What happened?
This house is too small.
So let's buy a new house.
But we can't afford a new house. Money doesn't grow on trees.
That's why we'll go to United Bank and Trust. I heard they have low mortgage rates that are affordable for everyone.
Well, then let's go right now.
Stop and see me, Maria Fitzemeyer.
Or me, Carla Sweet, at United Bank and Trust, to talk about getting your new home loan process started.
Or visit us online at ubankonline.com. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Having trouble understanding your internet connection? Just think of it in terms of water. The size of a water hose determines how quickly you get water, and the same goes for your internet. A garden hose pumps out less water than a fire hose, just like a 5 meg connection loads pages slower than a 20 meg. At the end of your hose is a sprinkler, which is equivalent to your router. If your sprinkler is old and clogged, it can only push out so much water, no matter how big of a hose it's connected to. For best results, be sure your router is up to date. For more questions, check out our website at bluevalley.net.
This game had the feel of a slow down, knock them down, drag them out kind of, and all of a sudden, bam, everybody's getting stuff done.
Except for the time on the clock.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I'll come back to that.
Play before this play gets going out of the timeout, and there's a penalty flag thrown into the backfield of the Bulldogs. I'm not sure who it's against, though. This is against Marysville. Is that equipment or illegal substitution? or something else. It was called well before the play ever got going. It's a 5-yard penalty. Brings up 1st and 15.
I'm not familiar with I don't know what it was. I'm going to be honest, but I like the result. How's that for some astute analysts?
I agree completely with what you got going on there.
Well, the first quarter went very quick, but no points. Now we've gone 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and there's been 14 points.
Here's a handoff to Raver. And in the backfield, they pitch it late. Still a great play. 2 awesome plays right there for the Clay Center Tigers. Dylan Moon gets to Raver, who became an option quarterback. He optioned then to another back down the field, and Anthony Atkinson indicating right there.
They played it perfect. They've been schooled on that a little bit this week, I'd say, on the scout team, but they played it perfect. Both those guys have to make those hits. Both those guys have to have that coverage, and they had it perfect. A loss of yardage or at least no gain on the play.
Right back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down 15. Raver, the running back, then became a quarterback in essence, an option to Hornbreak, and both the Tigers made a great play. There's a screenplay set up outside to Raver. Tigers do a really nice job. 5-yard gain, but you get Anthony Atkinson indicating right almost to the quarterback. The screen set up, but the Tigers stayed at home. Wyatt Alexander, Garrett Craig, Logan McDonald, a lot of guys read that pretty nicely.
The Tigers did a great job of picking up and reading the screen and covered it just as they needed to. Marysville did pick up 6 yards on the play, but they're still faced with 3rd and 9.
8:36 to work first half. Tigers lead it 8-6. Marysville, Bloomer. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Now he wants to tuck it and run. He's dangerous here. Now he will squirt forward. 1st down and more. To the 20. To the 15. He may be gone, and he is. No flags down. Marysville has answered. That's the dangerous. He's a great passer, Chet.
Yeah.
He's more dangerous in those situations.
Well, and we were talking off the air before we went on, and we remembered him over the last 2 years. And and I said there were times we thought we had him stopped, and we thought we had him sacked, and all of a sudden he has a touchdown.
Right.
And we've seen several players like that over the years, and that's the danger with Bloomer, and he was able to turn that scramble. We had him dead to rights, but he was able to zig out of it.
2-point conversion try, and the Tigers are going to stuff this one up. Garrett Craig makes the tackle. Gavin Ware was there initially, and the Tigers will trail by 4. So you trade 8 for 6, you'd be okay all night, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
As long as you always trade.
Yeah, no kidding. 8:15 to go first half. Tigers down now, 12-8 when we come back.
Are you looking for great pay, consistent work, steady miles, quality time with your family? Then look no further. These are just a few reasons to contact TSI Kansas Incorporated. Add paid health and dental insurance, 401k, vacation and paid holidays, and you can have a great career with TSI Kansas. If you're a qualified truck driver with a Class A CDL and a minimum of 2 years over-the-road experience, we encourage you to apply at TSI Kansas Incorporated. Full and part-time over-the-road positions are available.
Healthcare facilities, especially those in rural America, are facing extraordinary challenges. With the support of those we serve, coupled with growth and financial stability, we are prepared to provide local access to healthcare for many years to come. I'm Lori Penner, President of the Hospital Board. We are grateful for past contributions from the Hospital Foundation and their current efforts. We ask for support from those who are able and gratefully acknowledge those who have pledged to help us raise more than $2 million to equip our new facility.
Marysville kickoff taken by Caleb Indom around the 15-yard line again, right through the middle. This time Marysville will not let him out of the pack after the 85-yard return the last time he touched it. 12-8, Tigers down by 4, back with the football. You said it best, Chet. As long as you answer, you're okay. And this game started as one of those slugfests, and it's become kind of a haymaker type of game.
Yeah, and the other thing, we haven't been on offense in a long time, right? Our defense has been on the field really since the end of the first quarter because our score came off of that kickoff return, and all of a sudden we're back on defense again. We made them work for all their touchdowns, but our defense has been out there a long time. Our offense needs to put together a drive here.
About an 8-minute, 10-second drive, take it in, right?
Yep.
That would be made to order from their own 29-yard line. The Tigers take over, down 12-8. Peyton Lane has the Ant-Man left, He will work it left with the carry. He's going to keep it, spins off a tackler, squirts across the 30, about 2 yards ahead. It'll bring up second down. By the way, Cooper DeLaven will not be quarterbacking tonight. He was injured a couple of times this week. Nothing serious, but they're keeping him out this evening. There was a chance he might have come in and held if they needed, but I know he's not suited at all tonight, so he will not be on the field on either side of the football. Second down, 8 after a 2-yard gain by Peyton Lane. Connor Last tight to the right side. Mendham goes in motion. Handoff, Levi Fitzenmeyer. And not much there, but he nears the 35-yard line. It's still a gain of 3, third down 5.
Yeah, that's the thing. Not much for Levi Fitzenmeyer. At least 3 yards.
They're crazy. Yeah, it is fun to see those things happen. He always finishes a run.
Yes, he does.
Third down 5, 7:13 to work. First half of play. Tigers trail 12-8.
You almost can't teach that. You know, it's got to be in a person's heart. Levi's always had that in his heart.
Peyton Lane under center. Garrett Craig. He will work right side. Option play. Keeps it himself. Sandwiched as he gets across the 37 out into the 39, but they're going to be a yard or two shy of first down.
Yeah, I don't know if the Tigers are going to think about it at all here or if they're going to punt the ball. You know, it's 4th and less than 2.
They're going quick to the line of scrimmage, whether they try to draw them off or if they trust their line, the electric company, to get them forward. Lane under center. Hard count. No snap. Now steps back. Connor Last left. Atkinson indicating to the right, and now we're going to have a timeout taken by the Tigers. 6:26 to work first half. Clay Center trailing 12-8. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCLY.
While some are working the fields, the deli department at Ray's Apple Market is making up batches of potato, pasta, and vegetable sides to go with their delicious Chester fried or smoked chicken. Meals to go for 1, 2, or more are hot, fresh, and ready for hungry farm crews and busy families.
Here at Ray's, it is our passion to give you, our customer, a pleasant, time-saving shopping experience while providing exceptional products at value prices with uncommon customer service. Thank you from our family to yours. Shop small, shop local.
Back once again, we bring you to the Den. 6:26 to work here in the first half. Tigers down 12-8, but we got an award already to hand out, Chad. I think when Caleb Mendham broke loose, we all kind of thought the same thing. How electrifying is that, huh?
Absolutely. It couldn't be more fitting. Go ahead and award it.
Debenham Electric, electrifying play of the game. By the way, Steve Debenham's birthday today.
Oh, man.
So he would be proud, I think, of the play we chose. The electrifying play of the game from Debenham Electric is the Caleb Mendham 85-yard touchdown return. And Connor Last just bangs another one downfield. Backus backs up to almost his 10-yard line. Starts left, now back right. He's got a little bit of a wall built up. Now staggers by a defender. Now to the sideline right. Cuts back inside and finally tracked down by the punter, Connor Last. Backus is dangerous.
Very dangerous. He and Bloomer both are similar in how they can cut back and zig and zag and lots of times catch you with your weight on the wrong leg, the wrong foot. You can't recover. And Marysville as a team, I noticed on both that run as well as Bloomer's touchdown run, they are very good at responding to those backs and coming to help and block on the backside.
So they have their penalty flag down. I did not see because they are having a long discussion here. That's unsportsmanlike on the Tigers.
I didn't see a flag, but it's definitely a call.
So Marysville will have it out across the 40 and now inside the Tigers' end of the field. That is a costly penalty at any point of the game. But down 12-8, 6:07 to go, second quarter. This moves the football almost back to what would have been first down yardage for the Tigers had they gone for it.
Yeah, it's within 2 yards of what our first down mark was. So it's very costly, and it moves the ball clear over into Tiger territory here. Usually those calls are something that happens after the play is over, and it's never good.
3 receivers staggered left for Jack Bloomer, the quarterback for the Bulldogs. He has 1 receiver right as well. Derek Raver, the running back beside him in the backfield. Shotgun snap, quick throw across the field to a little slant pattern to Gabe Pichel. And this will be almost a 10-yard gain on first down. And that was lightning quick. Snap, step, throw, and Pichel was downfield about 10 yards.
Yeah, and Pichot is 6'3" as well.
Right.
So his quarterback is 6'3", he's 6'3". They're both quick, they're both athletic, and then, they're able to pull that off. Now, he caught that in traffic. He got hit immediately, but he still got almost 10 yards on the play.
Second down short for the Bulldogs. 5:36 to work first half. Tigers trailing 12-8. Bloomer has Backus in motion from left to right. Oh, there's motion on the left side, and Marysville pointing at the Tiger defense, but it appears this will be 5 yards going back to the direction it will.
And that'll help the Tigers after that big 9-yard gain on first down.
Makes it second down 6, maybe 7 yards to go. We'll call it second and 6 as the football is now at the Clay Center Tiger 38-yard line. Clock back into motion, 5:23 to work first half. Tigers trailing 12-8 against Marysville. Second down, 6 yards to go. Tiger defense digging in inside. Bloomer, quick throw left side. Catch is made. Tackle made immediately by Wyatt Alexander. The catch made by Ethan Craig to tight end, who was split out that time. Third down, 4 yards, a gain of 2. Nice job by the animal, Wyatt Alexander.
Yeah, Wyatt Alexander had really good coverage on that, but he was slanting towards his quarterback. Wyatt was on his backside, so he was able to make an immediate tackle. He was not able to prevent the completion, which I think he's leading the team in interceptions right now, is he not?
Wyatt Alexander had another one last week.
Yeah.
A big one as well. Yeah, 2 INTs on the season. Third down 3. Bloomer from the gun wants to roll right and pass it. Still rolling right. Further right now. Fires late, and his catch is going to be made, or did he go out of bounds? Peyton Lane, monster hit, but the catch was made. Give credit to the receiver on the sideline. He took punishment, but he made the catch, and it's 1st and 10 Marysville.
Yeah, that'll move the chains. I don't know what they're talking about over there.
Catch was made, and then Peyton Lane laid the hammer down. And there is a huge powwow between the officials, and I'm with you, Chad. I'm not sure what they're looking at or talking about. Now they're going to incomplete pass.
The other official, the back official, came in and talked to the side official over there is the one that called the completion. The back official came in, talked to him, then the two of them talked to the white hat, and they called off because the call on the field was complete. They called it off.
Tyler Rader was the receiver. Peyton Lane punished him as he was catching and falling out of bounds. I will say this, Zach Elzinga called incomplete as soon as the play happened. I did not see the football, but evidently Z did, and the official on the backside did as well. So 4th down and 3 at the Tiger 35-yard line. Tiger defense, big opportunity. Ball fake. Bloomer stands out, throws left. He's got Raver. He shakes by a tackler, and he's going to have first down yardage barely, but he gets it to the 30-yard line. Jonathan Kramer-Rainbow makes the tackle.
They didn't fool us, but they outperformed us just enough to move the chain. They were able to slip the tackle.
Got Raver out in a little bit of space, and he was able to slip by one, like Chet said. That makes it 1st and 10. 4:08 to work first half. Tigers trailing by 4, 12-8. 2 touchdowns for the Bulldogs, 2 missed opportunities on the extra point, 2-point conversion tried. The Tigers 1 TD, an 85-yard kickoff return by Caleb Minden. Here's Bloomer wanting to pass it again. Fires out wide open, reception made by Backus, and now he breaks the tackle, still working his way, and finally is going to be ankle tackled by Gavin Sebald and Connor Lass, both in the area. But he was wide open on that wheel.
There was a heck of a breakdown there on the defense. You know, number 9, Backus, should never be open by 5 yards. He was open by 15 yards over there. He swung out from this side to that side of the field, and he just kind of did a wheel route out there, but nobody was left out there to cover.
1st and 10, now Marysville to the Tiger 17-yard line. 3:29 to work, second quarter. Tigers trail 12-8. 2 receivers left, 1 right. And it's going to be a little counter play. Nice job inside by Holden Heigold. And there is a penalty flag down near the middle of the line of scrimmage. You would think in an area it's holding, and I can already see the official saying, yes, holding against Marysville.
I'm pretty sure Garrett Craig was the one that got held on that play.
Horn break the carry, and Holden Heigold made a great stop in the open field. but it won't be needed because this will move them back 10 yards from the spot. This gives some space for the Tiger defense.
Well, and it's down here where we need anything we can get, and, that's a big deal. That's a big play.
It'll be first down still, but first and about 22 to go. They need the 7-yard line for first down. The line of scrimmage is at the 27.
The defensive line is getting into the backfield, but there's just so much athleticism back there.
And off underneath, great tackle. It is Hornbrake with the carry. It's Garrett Hollywood Craig who will drop him at the line of scrimmage, second and long.
See, the King.
That's right, homecoming King tonight.
King. See, the King says right there, if you don't hold me, I'm going to make this tackle. Last play, they held me. But this play, they didn't hold me. I made the tackle. No gain.
One score update for you in the NCKL. Concordia leads Abilene 14-8. That's at halftime. Concordia over Abilene at half, 14-8. Second down and 20 to go for the Bulldogs. It's Tiger 26. Bloomer screenplay, and the Tigers in pretty good position. Bloomer now rolls right. Holden Heigl gets him to the sideline. Now count that as a sack for match point. That's his third of the year already, Chad.
I tell you what, the fact that he was able to run him out of bounds shows Holden Heigl's speed there. He had a little bit of speed to be able to do that because Bloomer always does that shake a leg thing, and then all of a sudden he's headed upfield. He couldn't do it there.
Holden Heigl, by the way, that's his fifth sack of the season, his first on the night. So a loss of 2, third down 22. Tiger defense trying to make a stand, down 12-8 on their own end of the field at their own 28-yard line. 1:40 left to work in this first half. Bloomer back to pass. Stands in the pocket. Now steps up, fires toward the end zone. It's going to be overthrown. Coverage by Wyatt Alexander. Downfield that time against the Bulldogs, Ethan Craig. Fourth down and long now. Marysville with 1:31 to work, and this Tiger defense making some things happen.
Tiger defense has done a great job, and it's all starting up there at that defensive line, and they all have their hands on their knees right now because they have been chasing these guys for a long time in this game. They've been on the field most of this game, and, they are making great plays. Here we have a timeout by Marysville.
1:31 to work. We're in the first half. Tigers trail 12-8. It's fourth down and 22 for Marysville at the Tiger 28 when we bring you back to the Den.
Place your order now for next spring's crops and save a bundle. Count on Crop Production Services of Clay Center for the best quality corn and soybean seed. Their proven brands include DeKalb, Asgrow, Dynagro, Producers Hybrids, and LG. If you order now, you can take advantage of early cash and volume discounts, and they also have financing available. The agronomists at CPS stay current on the ever-changing field of seed technology, so they can provide well-informed advice to help increase your productivity.
It's that time of year, time to clean up the yard, trim trees, overseed, and fertilize so your yard will rebound from a tough summer and look great next spring. Wall Street Value has rental equipment to help get it done, like dethatchers, core aerators, overseeders, and tillers. Wall Street Value also has grass seed and fertilizer, weed killer, and ground sterilizer to make your yard the best in the neighborhood. Stop in 7 days a week at Wall Street Value in beautiful downtown Clay Center.
1:31 to work. We're in this opening half of play, second quarter action. Tigers trail 12-8. Marysville faced with a fourth down and 22, and from the position on the field, obviously they will go for it. Bloomer alone in the backfield. Back to pass. Stands. Now fires short. It's going to short hop to his receiver, Backus. The Tigers will take over on downs with 1:26 to work at their own 28-yard line. What a stop by this Tiger defense.
Well, that's a huge stop, and the big deal is what you just said. The yard line where we're taking over. It's good field position. Heck, we stopped them at the goal line and was taking over at the 1, at one point in this game. Here we're out there at about the 28-yard line. We get a new set of downs, and we get a chance to get the Tiger offense on the field before halftime.
You would not be shocked if the Tigers take a shot, would you?
No.
I would not either. Not necessary, but if you think you got something, I would not be surprised at all. They will. Peyton Lane's going to keep it. Actually, here's a shot on the ground. Blockers out in front. He's to the midfield stripe. Out of bounds goes Peyton Lane. Big-time run by Big Play Lane. He rolled right, or option right, kept it kind of bubbled out right side of the line. Had good blocks, and then two running backs out in front providing some space.
Great blocks. a 23-yard run for Peyton Lane there, and he got out of bounds and stopped the clock.
A minute 18 to work still, and now they're at the midfield stripe, actually spotted at the Marysville 49-yard line, down 12-8. Minute 18 to work, first half. Levi Fitzenmeyer behind Peyton Lane, the quarterback, in under center. In motion goes Siebold. Back to pass. Lane fires out right sideline. Caleb Minden is picked off, and horn break to the sideline is going to be knocked out of bounds by Peyton Lane, the quarterback. Caleb Minden has brought down some passes in traffic. He just couldn't wrestle that one back away from horn break.
No, it was kind of thrown up there as a soft pass, and it was lobbed up there, and the Tigers were out of position. The defense was in position to make the interception, and now the tables have turned once again. Still over a minute to go, and they got the ball back with a full set of downs at 32, 33.
No timeouts for either side is what the scoreboard says. 12-8. I think the Marysville Bulldogs might have a timeout still in their pocket. First and 10, a minute 10 to work. Three receivers, wide side of the field right. Bloomer from the gun, back to pass. And he will move back in the middle, fires toward the end zone. That ball is going to be taken back by Caleb Minden. Tough as leather. Minden says, okay, anything you can do, we can do better. He got it wrestled away from him last time. He was right on the spot this time.
Yeah. So he makes the completion when he's on defense, but he can't make the completion when he's on offense because of the pass. And, hey, that was a great play by Caleb Minden. He was able to get over there, get that interception. Now the Tigers are taking over inside of, where are they? They're inside the 5.
That's their own 3, so they need some room here as we near halftime, down 12-8. A minute 2 remaining. Peyton Lane goes in under center. Same formation, tight formation. And quarterback keep this time, and Peyton Lane gets out near the 10-yard line. Big-time carry. Was that Levi Fitzenmeyer?
That was Levi, yeah.
Correction, Levi Fitzenmeyer off the handoff. And now inside a minute, the clock ticking. And both these teams might be to the point they wouldn't mind getting to the halftime locker room break.
They are gassed. Yeah. Both teams are exhausted right now.
6-yard gain, second down 4. Football is out to almost the 10. Down to 33 seconds remaining. Peyton Lane under center. Tigers trailing 12-8, almost halftime. In motion goes Minden. Lane's going to keep it himself out in some open space, trying to get to the sideline, breaks one tackle, now stays in bounds, spins off a tackler after the 30, out of bounds with 17 seconds left to go. Big play. Lane takes it out near the 35. Actually, the 30 is where they say he stepped out of bounds.
Tell you what, Peyton Lane has picked up about 40 to 50 yards rushing here.
In a hurry,
yeah.
In a hurry. Wyatt Alexander will check in. Gavin Siebold comes off. 2 receivers right is Last and the Ant-Man. And back to pass, Peyton Lane. Fires out right side. He's got a receiver. That's Atkinson Inniking. He will run it out of bounds to stop the clock. First and 10. Yes, I think so.
Yep.
It will move the chains. 11 seconds left. The football now out across the 40.
Anthony knew where the chains needed to be. He knew where he needed to be, and he stuck the ball out there with about a yard to spare.
11.4 to work here in this first half. The Tigers down 12-8. Now moving the football back after the turnover. Caleb Minden, then the pickoff. And the Tigers have moved it out across their own 40-yard line on a drive that started back at their 3. Lane rolls left, squares it up, fires downfield, looking for Connor Last. It's going to be overthrown. It's a long throw by Lane, who had pressure. He's off his back foot. He's kind of cross-bodied, and he still got it down the field.
You're reading my mind completely. He's rolling to his left, and he just kind of flicked it, and he threw it a long way.
Second down 10, 5.9 seconds now left in this first half. The Tigers again trailing by 4. They will line up here on 2nd and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Peyton Lane and his team look at the wristband for the play. Lane under center. In motion goes Siebold. Option play. Lane keeps it. Has a blocker out in front. Now squirts it inside. His stiff arm. He's still in bounds to the 25 or the 35-yard line. And that will end the half. The Tigers headed to halftime, trail by 4. It is a big battle, as expected, an NCKL showdown from the Den. Stay with us. We're back in a moment.
Are you looking for the right bank to complement your busy schedule? Look no further. United Bank and Trust has just what you need. From easy online, mobile, and tablet banking to online loan applications, there is no need to try to find time to reach the bank before closing hours. You can simply apply for that new mortgage or car loan in the comfort of your own home, or check the balances of your accounts while waiting in the line at the grocery store. United Bank and Trust makes banking convenient for you. United Bank and Trust, banking for your way of life. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Punch up your internet for a knockout school year. The start of the school year is a great time to upgrade your home's internet plan with Twin Valley. After all, the whole family puts heavyweight demands on your connection with multiple devices, streaming, and more. Get up to a gig download speed now for only $99.95 a month. To clinch it, they'll throw in free installation. No phone line required. Quit fighting the slow speeds. Call Twin Valley at 800-515-3311.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement in Concordia reminds you that brutal winter days will soon be here. You're almost out of time to have your roof replaced before the cold weather season arrives. Roof work must be completed with daytime temperatures of at least 45 degrees in order to avoid long-term problems with adhesiveness. Learn more at GeislerRoofing.com.
This is Dallas Hassenbeck, and Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement has you covered with more than 38 years experience.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. We've got you covered.
When you grow corn or soybeans for a living, you're always looking for the latest advances to help your fields be more profitable. That's why it's time to turn to Channel. When you plant elite Channel seed products, you also get the services of your very own Channel seedsman. You see, your seedman works with you year-round to make the most of your operation.
For customized service, expert advice, and elite seed products, contact Colton with Frontier Ag Supply, 785-630-0596.
Halftime from the Den. The Clay Center Tigers trail, but this has turned from a slugfest, knockdown, drag them out with, three plays in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
First quarter to almost everything happened.
Anything goes. Yeah, absolutely. Anything goes. And I think we saw everything from about the 10-minute mark in the second quarter to the 0 on the clock. We saw virtually everything on that football field.
Yeah, we had the 85-yard touchdown return by Caleb Mendham, the 2-point conversion. Tigers, who had fallen behind, bounced back, bang. They lead 8-6, and then Marysville owned field position the entire second quarter, but the Tiger defense just hung in there.
And when you say own field position, now lots of times we just think on the correct side of the 50, they were in deep territory. They were in deep territory most of the time, but then all of a sudden there'd be a holding penalty or there'd be a sack or, whatever. It was like kind of a bend but not break defense for the Tigers in that stretch.
It is a 12-8 ball game here at the half. By the way, Tigers who trail by 4, great first half to just kind of hang in there right now.
Absolutely.
Is that a bit of a trend from what we've seen for the Tigers? Concordia, they hung in late. Goodland, they hung in early, then kind of took control. Wamego, they hung in late. All you got to do is win. All you got to do is put a number on the left side of the win column, right?
I think after week 1 of the season, as a unit, these guys got tougher. I think as a unit, they got more competitive. And I think as a unit, their will to win and their ability to not accept unacceptable answers,
right,
started coming through, and that's important, and it's important for that to be found, and it's fun when that, I'm not going to say it's gelled yet, but it's finding itself on this team.
Tigers down 12-8. Now we're talking about a team that survived. They're still trailing, but you kind of get the feeling you could feel good about going into half only down by 4. Is that fair to say?
Well, it is. Now, both teams feel good about themselves going into the half, except for the fact that they are both physically exhausted. They left everything on the field in the last 10 minutes of that half, but the stats really turned around at the end of that half, and it's very surprising. I'll let you go on that.
Well, the Marysville Bulldogs had 146 total offensive yards, only 31 on the ground, 115 through the air. They were dominating like 130-40 at one point, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then Peyton Lane kind of got loose, and then the pass play to the end man, and all of a sudden we stacked some yardage up late. Did get points out of it, but 129 total yards for the Tigers. That's 118 on the ground in the first half.
Absolutely, and Peyton Lane was running wild there at the end of the half. He went in 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the second quarter. He went from having 23 yards rushing to now he has 98 yards rushing at half.
Coming up at half, as mentioned, it's the Locker Room Show that we have each week on our KCLY YouTube page or channel. You can go check that out. But we have the audio from that interview we had on Thursday, and we talked with Anthony Atkinson-Inniking, the Ant-Man, and the Ball Hawk, Gavin Seabold, our guest on the halftime show coming up next.
Clay Center Tiger Football on KCLY is brought to you in part by Wilbur Ellis Reseed and Feed, Union State Bank, TSI Kansas Incorporated Clay Center, by Central Valley Ag, Waltz Chivalry Appliance and Lumber, Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center at Manhattan, Crop Production Service at Clay Center, by Twin Valley, Midwest Regional Agency Jim Gearham, Subway of Clay Center, and Bud's Tire Service.
Hey, Marty at Bud's Tire Service here. Let's talk about that last word, service. We aren't just a tire shop. We can help with all your mechanical needs, like new motor and or transmission installs, brakes, alternators, water pumps, struts, shocks, you name it. We can also help trick your truck or car out with new grill guards, custom wheels, lifts, and a new set of tires. We can even help you out when it's time to grill that steak with a new Green Mountain pellet grill. Call 632-2135 or stop by 410 Court Street and let us help you with any of your needs. Good luck to all the Tiger athletes.
Come to Robbins Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat for their summer clearance event going on now. Test drive a new 2017 Ram truck, the longest-lasting truck in America, now priced to move with deep summer discounts in 0% for 72 months. Now is the time to buy. See the complete inventory online at robbinsmotors.com or stop by and see them on West Anderson in Manhattan. Robbins Motor Company is a proud supporter of Tiger football.
Take action now for a successful crop next year. At Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed and Feed, we're ready to help you plan for next season's weed control, moisture conservation, and fertilizer needs. For your plan, we'll utilize soil testing and variable seeding rates to come up with site-specific fertilizer and seed systems. Now is a good time to establish your fertilizer and chemical program for productive crops in 2018. Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed and Feed. We offer customized solutions to help your crop thrive.
And we've got a couple of the guys from the team that's won 3 straight now in the Clay Center Tiger football team, Anthony Atkinson-Inniking, and we have Gavin Seabold with us. That's Ant and the Ball Hawk, he's been termed now for the Clay Center Tigers. The guy gets after it on defense. They both do for that matter. Guys, you guys have won 3 straight games. It's got to feel good to have the payoff for all the work you guys have been putting in the offseason each week, and now you got it going right now.
Yeah, I would say we've just been practicing really hard. The focus has been better from week 1. We had a rough start, getting used to each other. I mean, we lost important seniors, a lot of leadership, so it was just getting used to each other, I think.
It seems to me that you guys have improved every quarter even, not just each game and each week, but from the Concordia game when you started to move the football and you got them stopped and then you hold on to win it, you guys feel like you're just getting better every day?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as the game goes on, we just kind of settle in and kind of pick things up as we go, what they're showing us, and kind of figure things out, and starts clicking.
Let's talk a little bit about where you guys are at, and I don't know if coaches are talking about it a lot. You guys have to be aware you're sitting atop the North Central Kansas League right now. It's got to be a good feeling. It's not something you rest on. It's got something you got to move on with. Have you guys addressed that this week?
Not really. We just don't look in the past. We just got to focus on game by game. So, big game this week. You remember last year was kind of punches in the mouth. So, kind of get back after these guys. Well, that's our focus, I guess.
I know you guys have to be amped up, obviously, the way you guys have gone to 3 straight games, now 3-1, atop the standings anyway at the moment of the NCKL. And it's homecoming week. Does that add to the excitement, or is that something you guys kind of keep your focus away from?
I think it definitely adds kind of to the momentum and just, getting everybody fired up, but it's something you got to be aware of. There's a lot of different things going on and kind of have to make sure you don't, get out of your boundaries and everyone stays together and focuses on the game.
Let's talk about the game itself real quickly. Marysville comes in. What have you guys focused on to take care of, maybe on the offense or defensive side of the ball?
Well, they're kind of a different team. I mean, they have a lot of speed, and some of the other teams, we've been the faster, I guess, team in a lot of those matchups, and we've talked about some of their guys, and they can really, get out there and they have some speed to them, so we're just going to have to play our fundamentals. And on the defensive side, we've got some different things we're doing. We're going to try and contain all that and keep them in the middle where we can shut them down.
Anthony, I know you like to get in the mix on defense, but you've done a great job staying at home and containing. I'm guessing that's something they've talked with you about.
Yeah.
You're going to have, you guys on the outside got to stay at home, right?
Yes, they have a big threat with Gabe Pichel. He's putting up some numbers, so focus on getting depth and playing. So throw the short ball, no big plays. They big team on momentum, so we just have to stop the big plays.
Okay, I've got 2 Tiger Talk questions. This could be about anything, not necessarily football, all right? Okay. Nate Boyer, former Clay Center Tiger football player. He worked here at the high school and had great success in the wrestling room. From Gear Dogs, right? You guys know who I'm talking about. He spoke to the high school as well. Which Clay Center Tiger would be able to grow a beard similar to Nate Boyer?
Gavin Siegel.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely, yeah.
Okay, very good. I have one more question. More fun, making a block to free somebody open for a touchdown, or making a tackle in the middle is where you've gotten the name ball hawk?
Probably just getting a tackle, getting in there and getting to hit someone and take them down knowing you stopped them. I like that feeling. But they're both great, When you see that you've made that block and he's in the end zone, that's awesome too, so.
Keep an eye out for this guy in the middle, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a tackle being made, and I don't know how he reads half the time where that football is at. Anthony, for you, I have this question. More fun, catching a touchdown pass like you've caught this year. He's had some amazing catches, by the way, up and down the field. More fun to catch a touchdown pass or slam one home in front of a crowd on a basketball floor?
Shoot. Football is just, I would go with the touchdowns because, man, that's so exciting. Basketball, everybody slams it down, I guess, nowadays, so football.
Not everybody, Ant, let me tell you that much. Okay, you guys got props? Yeah. Something to talk about? We got speaking of the basketball. Gavin, what are you talking about today?
I got a tractor here, and that's where I'm from. Grew up on a farm, live on a farm, and go home to it every day. It's farming and football. That's what I do, I guess.
That is life, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great stuff. Ant?
I brought basketball with me because most people know I'm big into basketball. I've been doing it ever since I was a little kid. Play on Spradling's AAU team in the summer, so that's a great experience. That's about it.
Well, Will Spradling, by the way, for those who don't know, former K-State Wildcat guard, and it's been a great opportunity, I know, for you to be a part of that team. Guys, great role we're on. Marysville, homecoming Friday night. Let's go get them, okay?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Marybeth Connor. Holiday gift giving can cause a big strain on your wallet. The Citizens National Bank has a whole new way to jumpstart on budgeting for next Christmas or any other special occasion that is in your future. The Citizens National Bank introduces its Reloadable Card. You tell us how much you want to save, and we'll set up regular transfers from your checking account to the Reloadable Card. It's that simple. Learn more about the Reloadable Card at the Citizens National Bank, downtown Clay Center, member FDIC.
Great taste, fresh ingredients, lots of menu choices, all made to order with fast and friendly service. It all adds up to Subway, the one place where you can build your own meal exactly the way you like it. Subway in Clay Center is proud to sponsor CCCHS athletes, and whether you're heading to the game or getting ready to hit the road for home, the crew at Subway looks forward to seeing and serving you. Tiger fans and Subway, a winning combination.
Central Valley Ag suggests before you put your next crop in the ground, put the full precision ag package to work for you. Field Reveal, a powerful, innovative software platform combined with the 4-step Central Valley Ag Advanced Profit System. You and your CVA field sales agronomist will put together seed selections, then use season-long field management to maximize your yield and profit. Get in touch with your nearest Central Valley Ag branch or go to cvacoop.com. Learn all about Field Reveal before you make plans for the next growing season.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent Dave Borgerding. I'd like to take a moment to thank the Clay Center community. September marks 3 years since I moved my family to become a State Farm Agent at Clay Center. My team and I have had a lot of success growing our agency, but more importantly, my wife and kids have made friends, and the kids attend great schools. So to everyone in the Clay Center community, whether you're a State Farm customer or not, I appreciate welcoming my family into this wonderful community. If you need a good neighbor, drop by my State Farm agency downtown or call 632-5642.
12-8 ball game. We're at the half right now. The Clay Center Tigers trailing by 4. Our thanks to Coach Todd Rice, who allows us into the locker room show every week. On Thursdays, we get a chance to go in and video that interview. I also have the interview with Coach Rice. You can see those on our KCLY YouTube channel. And our thanks also to Ants and to the Ball Hawk for joining us here on halftime as part of that locker room show. It was interesting to had 2 quick questions. I know you couldn't hear as we were sitting here in the booth, Chad, but my Tiger Talk questions for them is always something out of the norm, not about football necessarily. But I asked Gavin, I said, more fun, making a block to free somebody up for a touchdown or making a tackle. And he said, he struggled with it, but he thought making a tackle is probably his favorite. The Ball Hawk.
I would think so, yeah. He's always near the ball.
And then I asked, more fun catching a touchdown pass or slam dunking one in front of a big crowd? And he said, he struggled, and he said, everybody slams the ball these days. He took the touchdown, and I quickly corrected him and said, not everybody slams the ball these days. But it was fun to hear them talk about how things have been going, the focus they've had, and this week coming up, and this game tonight. And they know what's at stake. I didn't avoid the elephant in the room. We talked about leading the NCKL coming into this game, and it really is a 4-team race for those who haven't kept up. Marysville's 2-1 in league, the Tigers 2-0, and then Concordia just 1 loss in league. That was to the Tigers, and Abilene just 1 loss. Abilene right now trailing at halftime to Concordia. So, this thing could go 100 different ways in a hurry, but this game's really, really important if the Tigers want to take kind of a stranglehold on the league.
Sometimes, at times like this, I overuse the word parity. But there is so much equality in the league right now among those 4 teams you talked about. It's like if they played each other 5 times, there's going to be a pretty mix in there of how many times each team wins. It's kind of who gets the breaks, who gets the jumps, who gets the momentum at the critical time of the game, because there is that much equalness in how they can come out and play on the field.
And more this year than in a long time.
Yeah. I agree completely.
And Abilene's had they've been the upper tier. It's understandable, and that's just state fact.
For a long time.
For a long time now. But this year, it's anybody's ball game.
It really is, and it's any given night, any given quarter. Who has a huge quarter at some point in time, and that can just it could turn into a league championship if you have that magic quarter.
Well, the Tigers tonight could be headed that direction. You think about it, they stopped on 4th and goal, got the ball back, coughed it right back up, and so they get out of there with just the 6 points. They've missed 2-point conversions both times, Marysville.
Right.
85-yard touchdown run. The Tigers haven't done magical things, although they seem to get some rhythm there toward the end of the half. When Peyton Lane went crazy for 98 first-half yards on the ground, mainly because they gained some room after taking over inside their own 3.
Well, they really did, but we also haven't seen the Tiger offense on the field that much. And, if we go into time of possession, maybe I'd be proven wrong, but it just seems like it's been Marysville offense and Clay Center's defense all game in the first half of play. Now, I like how the Tiger defense is getting some really great penetration. They're getting some answers on that Marysville offense, and they're within a whisker of making some great plays on defense. The problem with that is that quarterback, Jack Bloomer. He is somebody that you can come within a whisker, and then you're watching from 55 yards away as he goes into the end zone. You got to put him on the ground. And we're getting to him almost. He's just a playmaker, but he's got some athletic people around him.
And you've got to be sure you've got to get him, and you've got to get Backus, who we've seen be as slippery as Bloomer, I think, once he gets to the open field.
Yeah, he's dangerous. We don't want to kick to him on this kickoff. Here we are lining up to get this second half started. We never want him to get a return put together on the punts. We've been out kicking our coverage on the punt.
Really?
Carter's been booting the ball.
Levi Fitzenmeyer with a tasty pastry kickoff. It will go back inside the 10-yard line. The return is Backus, and he's smothered up. Great open field play. Trevin Shirley makes the tackle, and it will be Marysville starting just outside their own 20. I do have one score I want to pass along. Riley County matched up tonight with Rock Creek. It was a 21-21 tie at halftime.
Yeah.
Remember, the Falcons are undefeated and leading the Mid-East League right now. The only other score we had in Wamego was into one quarter, tied with Chapman. That was at 0. Actually, 14-6 halftime, Wamego over Chapman. And then Concordia at halftime leading Abilene 14-6. Here the Tigers are down 12-8. Marysville will start with the football just outside their own 20-yard line. Bloomer with Raver sitting next to him. And we've got a bunch of penalty flags down, and that's probably fortunate for the Bulldogs. I don't know if you saw the end of the play.
Yeah, I did.
It actually hit the motion man in the hip, the snap.
Yeah.
So maybe because the whistle's blue, but nonetheless, this will move the Bulldogs back 5 yards.
We'll always take that. But they did a lot wrong on that. It wasn't just one man making that infraction. They, almost as a unit, committed the illegal procedure there. Just everybody was out of sync.
First down, 15. Bulldogs now back inside their own 20. Here's Bloomer. He will fake it. Now wants to throw it. Does to the outside. Has a receiver. That is Backus. Will shake it, bake it. The Tigers not buying any fakes this time. They will send him backwards. Connor Last, Dylan Moon, and Trevin Shirley all in on the play that time.
And to give you an idea of how much he was driven backwards, after his forward progress, where he got up off the ground was 8 yards behind where they marked the ball.
It's a 5-yard gain, and that was on the catch.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. He's dangerous when? After the catch.
Absolutely.
Tigers did a great job that time to corral him and not let him get downfield. Second down, 10. Here is a handoff to Raver in the backfield. He's going to be smothered by the beast. Gavin Ware in beast mode again. It's a loss of 3. Third down and long. Tiger defense stepping up.
Gavin's from Longford. That looked like a Longford Rodeo Bulldog play right there. He got him up there around the shoulder pads and just threw him down on the ground.
Great. Third down, 13. Marysville with the football. I'll say one more thing for the Tigers. Since week 2, the third quarter, they have been really, really good in. And it's a good start thus far anyway.
They have.
Third down, 13. Bloomer out of the gun. One back beside him. He wants to throw it. Looks. Now it's going to be a screen play set up, and it's smothered inside. Somebody sniffed it out. That is Jonathan Kramer Rainbow. Johnny C. almost picked that off, Chet. That's how much he read the screen.
That's a defensive linebacker's screen. When you see that screen open up early and you're reading it early, you're in position to catch that ball as much as that running back.
Man, how much has Johnny C. stepped up in the last couple of weeks? Kevin Sebald may have got a hand on this punt. It's going to check up, and the Tigers will have great field position. The ball hawk almost blocked it. I think he tipped it anyway, and the Tigers will take over at the Marysville Bulldog 44-yard line.
I think that was 22 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and he was in there. Sebald was in there, and it looked like there was some effect on that ball.
It didn't look right, did it?
No.
Yeah. First down and 10 Tigers. First possession, third quarter. Down by 4, 9:22 remaining. They take over at the Bulldog 44-yard line. One receiver off to the left, that is Ant. You have Levi in the backfield behind Peyton Lane, the quarterback, who steps in under center. He will turn right, hand off to Fitzenmeyer. Levi bangs his way forward near the 40, still on his feet, still crawling, still climbing, still going forward, and he picks up 4 yards.
Rainbow was in there helping him. He was pulling him the other way, and I think that helped for about a yard on the run.
I love it. I love it. Second down, 6, 4-yard gain on first down. Atkinson Inniking comes wide right side. Mendham and Seabold are your wing backs. Tight to the right is Wyatt Alexander. Fitzenmeyer behind Peyton Lane. His center is Garrett Craig. And he will fake it to Levi, take it right side, squirts ahead to the 38-yard line. If he could have kept his feet, he had some open space. As it is, it brings up third down and about 4.
That was one of those shoelace tackles,
right?
You know, that was the difference of about 5 or 6 years, the difference of a first down, definitely.
Third down 4. I don't want to try to look too far in the future, but if this becomes a 4th and short, I think the Tigers go quick and go. I hope that does not even have to be a decision. Third down, 4 to go. Lane with Mendham in motion. Option left. Lane's going to keep it. That's first down yardage. And more. Now he breaks free. He's to the 25, the 20, and knocked out of bounds by Backus inside the 20-yard line. Big play. Lane goes over triple digits. Second week in a row, 100-plus yards.
Oh, he's got to be at about 120 yards now or more. You know, but that was a great play. He's got 4 runs. He has 4 runs of more than 20 yards tonight.
120 yards on the game. We have 7:58 to go in this third quarter. First and 10, Tigers moving, trying to reclaim the lead. Big time stop to begin in this third quarter, and now they're marching. First and 10, it's at the Bulldog 18-yard line. Peyton Lane, optioning right, keeps it again. He's got a head of steam running, spins off a tackler inside the 5-yard line, and the Tigers will have first down and goal as Peyton Lane goes again for more than 10.
Yeah, and the only guy left to get him was Gabe Peschel, the great receiver, great safety from Marysville. Peyton wanted to cut it back against the grain, but Peschel was right there, wrestled him to the ground.
Mendham, right wing, last tight to the right side. Lane, again, keeps it. Short yardage play, and the ball comes loose. It's a mad scramble, and the Bulldogs, I think, have come up with it. The Tigers have turned it over. That is the second time in the game. Clay Center has turned the football over, this time on first and goal. Peyton Lane just fighting for extra yards.
He was wrapped up by 3 or 4 guys fighting just to hold his position, and all of a sudden the ball comes flying up high out of that pack. And at one time I thought Marysville had it. Then I thought Clay Center had it by the goal line, but Marysville did end up with it near the goal line at the 1.
And they take over at their own 1-yard line. So bad news, turnover. Good news, field position. You got a chance for your defense to make something special happen. Bloomer stands about 4 yards deep in his end zone for the shotgun snap. He will hand it off, and Raver barely gets out to the line of scrimmage. He may have gained a yard at second down and 9.
Tigers with good coverage there. A good stop at the interior. Marysville just wanted to get away from the goal line.
Right.
Bloomer, the way he runs that offense, he's a little dangerous for them in that end zone. You know, they need to get him away from the end zone if you're Marysville.
And I always think it's interesting, a team that goes shotgun, they will refuse to go under center, even in this situation. Second down and 8. Busted play, but Bloomer now gets some room. That's to the outside right, and now breaks free. He may be out to the midfield stripe. We'll see if Caleb Mendham can track him down. Actually, Connor Lass will bring him down. But Bloomer, we talked about how dangerous he is. He scoots it all the way to the Tiger 22-yard line.
And how often do we see things like that happen on a busted play? It's like when there's a busted play for the offense, it kind of busts things for everybody, and all of a sudden he kicks it outside where there was nobody, takes it long down the sidelines.
So first and 10, 6:45 to work here in the third quarter. The Tigers, remember last year, turned it over 3 times against the Bulldogs in a 28-14 loss. They've turned it over twice tonight. Once on a short field, ended up giving a touchdown away. This time, a long field ahead, and Bulldogs have taken it on a big play by Bloomer to the 22 of Clay Center. 2 receivers to both sides for the Bulldogs. Hornbrake in the backfield. In motion, Backus. They'll hand off to Hornbrake. And he's got some room up the middle, tackled by Wyatt Alexander. There is a penalty flag down, likely to be a holding call against the Bulldogs, which would be nice.
It's not holding. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is.
So it is a holding call against the Bulldogs. This will move him back 10 yards, about a yard, it looks like, deep into the backfield.
That's where the spot is of the flag, and he's staying with it.
So this will move Marysville back, negating what was a pretty good first down carry by Hornbrake. Instead, it'll be first down and long.
That was a tough carry by him, and he looked like the typical fullback from the 1950s on that play.
6:39 to work here in this third period. The Tigers trailing 12-8. Now it's first down and almost 18, it looks like, to go. The football is back to the Tiger 33. Bloomer will keep it himself off the play action, runs it right side, gets some room, and down to the 20-yard line. So picks up the penalty yardage, and now second down and about 7 to go.
He's that guy, Jack Bloomer. He's that guy. He wants the ball in his hands, and he does a lot of things with it. Picked up a big gain that time, got the penalty yardage back and more.
Cody Carlson will come out, Holden Heigl in. The Tigers defensively up front, Gavin Ware, Holden Heigl, Logan McDonald, Garrett Craig, Gavin Siebold, and Dawson Humphrey, the inside linebackers. Atkinson, Inniking, Wyatt Alexander, outside linebackers. Bloomer, handoff, Hornbreak to the middle. He's got some room again. He's down to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, near the goal line. No, they'll say he's stopped short of touchdown, but Hornbreak making some big moves right now for the Marysville Bulldogs. Wow. The sophomore, 6 foot, 180 pounds. He's been a load for teams this year. He's only caught the ball for touchdowns, but he is running the ball nicely tonight.
I tell you what, as you're saying he's a load is exactly right. We could not get him on the ground. We had a lot of guys try. We had a lot of shoulder pads on him. But I thought he maybe made it into the end zone. That's how close he got. He was just shucking Tigers all the way.
They mark him down at the 1, first down and goal. Bloomer and the line quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Hornbreak diving across the pile, trying to go forward. The Tigers looking to deny, and they will. It's second down and goal.
He's a great runner, and he's a tough bowling ball type runner, I might say. They should not try diving. You know,
yeah, no need.
He tried diving over the pile, but he didn't get much elevation. He got driven back in a hurry.
5:10 to work, third quarter. Tigers trailing here 12-8. Bulldogs second down and goal at the Tiger 1-yard line. First down carry on the handoff to Hornbreak was stopped by the Tiger interior. Garrett Craig, Logan McDonald, and then the rest of the pile came coming at him.
Empty backfield.
And it's Raver. It's a Wildcat formation, and the Backus, the handoff given to Backus, he just slipped and tripped, and it's third down and goal. He may have lost a yard.
He had a hole, too, and he cut hard trying to get up into that end zone. He just slipped on the grass. He did lose yardage.
He did lose a yard. It's third down and goal now at the 2-yard line of the Tigers, but it's a little bit of space. This Tiger defensive line trying to make it happen. Dalton Brumfield up on the line on the end right now for the Tigers. He's been in the last couple of plays. Bloomer from that gun. Handoff underneath Raver, and he is going to get close, and the touchdown to Marysville. So Raver gets in. The Bulldogs now go up 18-8. And I'm sure a 2-point conversion try coming. They've struggled to get it through thus far.
They don't even act like they will ever try to place kick an extra point.
4:06 to work. We're in the third. Tigers now trail by 10. And the 2-point try coming on for the Bulldogs. They failed on the first 2-point conversions. The Tigers got theirs after the 85-yard touchdown return on the kickoff by Caleb Mendham. Levi Fitzemeyer punched it in. And now the Bulldogs, Bloomer with 2 receivers right. Rolls, he's wanting to pass it. Does, has a receiver wide open, and catch is made. Tigers fall behind by 12. It's 20-8. Tigers trailing, 4:06 to go, third quarter, when we come back.
It's that time of year, time to clean up the yard, trim trees, overseed, and fertilize so your yard will rebound from a tough summer and look great next spring. Wall Street Value has rental equipment to help get it done, like dethatchers, core aerators, overseeders, and tillers. Wall Street Value also has grass seed and fertilizer, weed killer, and ground sterilizer to make your yard the best in the neighborhood. Stop in 7 days a week at Wall Street Value in beautiful downtown Clay Center.
Whether you're feeding a small group or a large crowd, everyone will love the Hickory smoked meats from Ray's Apple Market. Choose from tender chicken, savory pulled pork, and zesty ribs that make your mouth water. Call the deli department or stop by to place your orders of any size.
Here at Ray's, it is our passion to give you, our customer, a pleasant, time-saving shopping experience while providing exceptional products at value prices with uncommon customer service. Thank you from our family to yours. Shop small, shop local.
Well, the Tigers, who started this third quarter so well, defense comes out, dominates, and then they get the offense really cooking. You get it first and goal and the turnover turns into a huge drive for the Bulldogs. Now the kickoff's going to be taken back by Wyatt Alexander, and he'll get across the 30 to the 35-yard line as the up back by Alexander takes it to the 35.
Well, if you look at the stats for the season so far, Marysville has been on the positive side of the turnover game in most of these games. It's been a big issue that the other team committed a lot of turnovers. They're on the positive side of the turnover ledger tonight as well. Now, sometimes that's not an accident. Sometimes teams just get really good at making turnovers, and that could be Marysville's case. Tigers are 2 scores down, only 12 points. They need to, they have 16 minutes of game left here. They just need to play their game.
4 minutes to go, third. Peyton Lane rolling right. He's going to keep it. Defender hits him near the backfield, but he gets by one defender and spins off another. Still somehow stays on his feet. Spider-like, cat-like that time near the sideline, and squirts it about after a gain of almost 9.
I'll tell you what, for the way he ran, you'd think he would have gained 20 yards that time. He was all over the place and breaking tackles all over the place. He did pick up 9 yards. 2nd and 1.
Tigers come quick to the line of scrimmage. 3:32 to work. We're in the third quarter. Clay Center trailing now 20-8, but with the football. 2nd down and short. Tigers taking a while to get the call from the sideline. 3:19 to work, third quarter. Peyton Lane, handoff. Levi Fitzenmeyer, and he's got the first down. A little bit more after the midfield stripe goes the big bull. They'll mark him down at the 49. 1st and 10, Tigers.
Tell you what, he gained 5 yards on that, and 3 or 4 of it was on the tackle. He just takes people with him. We have a Tiger down.
Actually, we do, yeah. Clay Center with the player down. So we'll take a break here. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCLY.
Crop Production Service is constantly looking for ways to help your bottom line grow. And with the Loveland products available, you'll get the results you want. From seed treatment and plant nutrition to fertilizer and crop protection, Crop Production Service offers top-of-the-line solutions to grow your crops, your bottom line, and your operation. Connect with your local CPS expert and experience the innovative products from Loveland. Crop Production Service, here to help you grow.
It's a tough challenge for student athletes to balance academics and sports. It's only through focused determination and perseverance that they find success for themselves and their teammates. I'm Brad Hupka, and our team at Clay County National Bank is very proud to stand with the Clay Center Tigers, their coaches, and their families. Best wishes for an outstanding season to all the student athletes from Clay County National Bank, member FDIC.
Wherever it is that you dream of going in the future, Cloud County Community College can help you get started. Visit us on the web at cloud.edu.
The T-birds dream it. The sky is the limit. Cloud is right along your way to your dream career. Come see. Get on your way to what you want to be. Cloud County Community College. Going anywhere starts here.
Jonathan Kramer rainbolt the injured Tiger down. It was his arm, left arm. He was kind of reaching around the elbow area, was able to walk off. So hopefully we'll see him back very soon. The Pile driver, Brad Pile, working on him right now on the sideline. Here's Levi Fitzenmeyer, and he finishes a run again. He was wrapped up about dead to rights, and he just put his head down and went forward 3 yards.
I tell you what, they gave him the right spot, too, because he buried his head in the tackler's midsection, and they didn't mark him down until he actually hit the ground, which was well past that. Rolled over him. 2:44 remains, third quarter. Tigers down here 20-8 with the football at the Marysville 47-yard line. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Lane, left side, keeps it himself, trying to get in space, and he's just tackled at the last second by Marysville. A linebacker stepping up, that is Bryson Meinhardt. If he doesn't make that tackle, Chad, there was a lot of room to run. Oh, absolutely. And Peyton had no idea he was behind him, but Peyton was in road gear already, and he was headed for that sideline. He thought he had that corner. That linebacker, Meinhardt, came down the line fast.
Big play for the Bulldogs. 3rd down, 6 yards to go. 2-minute mark, third quarter. Tigers down by a dozen. Still a lot of time left here, but Tigers trying to make a move. They have it at the Bulldog 46-yard line. Peyton Lane, he will keep it again. Right side hit. Now bounces off a tackler. He's to the 35 of Marysville. First down yardage for Big Play Lane. Peyton Lane takes it to the 32 of Marysville. 1st and 10 Tigers on a 3rd down conversion.
And I tell you what I said a while ago, I don't know if you saw that at the end, as they were bringing Peyton down to the ground, they were trying to pull that ball out.
Right.
They are doing a very good job of getting that ball pulled out of our runner's hands.
I know we have friends in New Orleans tonight listening, Chet, so I'm sure they were glad to hear Peyton Lane get it down to the 32, 1st and 10. A minute 28 to work, 20 to 8, Tigers down by 12. Peyton Lane handoff, Levi Fitzenmeyer, and he bullies his way to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 on 1st down, and maybe just a little bit more at the end.
No, they're marking him down back.
He hadn't gone down. I guess the whistle did blow, but he actually fell forward about another 2 yards. Still a 5-yard gain by Fitzenmeyer. It's 2nd down and 5. Under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. Tigers down by 12, but driving. Mendham in motion. Takes it as Lane. He's going to keep it left. He will get inside the 25-yard line. But barely. It'll bring up 3rd down. Tigers may get one more playoff before this 3rd quarter comes to a close.
Well, this 3rd down for the Tigers is a very important down. This is a big play for the Tigers. At this juncture in the game and with the 20-8 score, 3rd and 5, big play.
25 seconds left in the 3rd. Tigers with the football. Peyton Lane will go in under center. He has one receiver wide left. That is Ant. He has Wyatt to the right side tight. 3rd down 5. Handoff Fitzenmeyer. He's caught from behind but breaks a tackle. Keeps himself moving forward. Gets some help from Logan McDonald. It looks like he's very close to 1st down yardage. The quarter will go to a close. They're right on the 20. That would appear to be 1st and 10.
He was literally met at the line of scrimmage, and he just pulled people with him for 5 yards. He had half the defense on his back, and he got the 1st down.
And then his big offensive lineman said, okay, let's help you the last couple of yards.
Right.
Good stuff right there. Tigers move the chains. They'll have it at the Marysville 20. Down by 12 as we head to quarter 4 here in the Den.
At Homestead Real Estate, we have a team of agents with extensive knowledge and experience in buying and selling real estate. Our agents will work hard for you whether we are marketing your property or helping you look for the right home, commercial building, farm, or recreational property. Our agents can help you with properties in the area whether listed by our agency, another agency, or a for sale by owner. Find information at cchomesteadrealestate.com. Homestead Real Estate, founded by local people invested in our community and proud supporters of the Clay Center Tigers.
Welcome back once again to the Den. The Tigers trying to drive here, down by a dozen. They have it at the 20-yard line of the Marysville Bulldogs. It will be 1st down and 10. I do have an update on the score for the Riley County Falcons. They now lead at the end of 3, Rock Creek 27-21. The Riley County Falcons trying to stay undefeated on the season and undefeated, of course, through the Mideast League. That is a league matchup against the Mustangs tonight. Also, Hanover, final 48-0. That is their 17th straight win.
Wow.
It is second best to Bishop Miege in 4A for the most wins consecutively currently going on in high school football in the state of Kansas.
We go back to that last play of the 3rd quarter. We talked about how big of a play it was. It was 3rd and 5, and we were just inside the 25-yard line. It is important to keep this drive moving. We want to get down. We need to score. We need to just, take back control of this game because it's shifted back and forth. What a run by Levi Fitzmeyer.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers at the Bulldog 20. It is Peyton Lane keeping it, getting inside the 20-yard line. May have gained 3. 2nd down 7. Tigers down 2 scores. That is not insurmountable by any means, and there's lots of time left. But this has been a quick-paced game again the second half. Both teams kind of keeping it on the ground.
Yeah, it absolutely has. It's we've gone different paces throughout this game. It started out a quick pace, and then when everything happened, it was a slow pace 2nd quarter, and the 3rd quarter was a very quick pace.
11:27 to work. Tigers down by a dozen, 20-8. 2nd down 7. Peyton Lane, handoff. Levi Fitzenmeyer rolls over a tackler, but it will get him to the 15-yard line, and it brings up 3rd down. And still about 6 to go, maybe 5.
Yeah, third and a little longer than we want. It's down here where it's getting tough yardage situation. The field's getting shorter. Tigers lined up, 3rd and 6, as you say.
Wyatt Alexander will come onto the field. He'll be on the right side. Connor Last is a slot receiver right. That's the wide side of the field. Nobody left. Mendham and Siebold are the wingbacks. Lane under center. 3rd and 6 to go. He will keep it off the belly option. Now he gets staggered near the line of scrimmage, gets inside the 15-yard line. Short yardage play. It's 4th down, still about 4 to go for the Tigers. Likely to be a position they go for here, down by 2 scores at the Marysville 14-yard line. 4th down, almost 5 to go. They call it 4th and 4.
Not even thinking about kicking.
Atkinson Inniking back in, wide left. Last is wide right. Levi Fitzenmeyer will be the lone back behind Peyton Lane. Again, Siebold and Mendham are your wingbacks. 4th down and 4. Peyton Lane, left side, stretches out to the 10. The ball was out there. Let's see if they get the spots. It is right on the 10-yard line. This will be really, really close. Peyton Lane stretched it out. The ball is actually across the 10. Marysville saying it's their football. They are going to bring the chains out and measure.
Yeah, it is
close. That close.
It is close. Marysville is saying they have it, but they got to bring the chains on and see.
We don't know where the knee was at, but I do know I saw the football stretch across the 10, Chet.
Yeah.
By Peyton Lane as he was fighting and clawing to get that first down on 4th and 4. So they'll set the chains, stretch him out, and Marysville is going to, well, they had to take a close look, but it is about an inch or 2 short, and Marysville takes over at their own 10.
About 2 lengths to that chain.
Man, so close for the Tigers. Great fight by Peyton Lane. Stretched it out. We saw the football, but again, we don't know where the knee was down, and the officials marked it right at the 10-yard line.
Well, we have an acre of land out here, but it's a game of inches.
Yes. 20-8, Tigers down by 12. Bloomer, the quarterback for Marysville, puts Backus in motion from right to left. He'll hand off to Raver underneath, and he's got some room to run. He takes it out to the nearly 20-yard line. It's almost first down yardage on the first down carry. And clock ticking at 9:48 to go in this game.
And they didn't show that aspect of their game really until their last possession.
Right.
The last few plays of their last possession. And, they're content right now, it appears, to just drive the ball up the middle with a solid running game. But,
2-score lead running that clock too, right, Chet?
Yeah, but they like getting fancy.
Marysville, Bloomer, he will hand it off again. This is Hornbrake, and he gets out in some open field near the 30. Well, chunks of almost 10 yards at a time right now for Marysville on its first 2 plays after the Tigers turned it over on downs. 9:17 to work here in the 4th quarter. The Tigers trailing 20-8.
And you can see the momentum shift, big time on that failed 4th down play there. And the Tiger defense has their hands on their hips, and they need to bow up here and get a stop.
2nd down and less than a yard for Marysville. They have not turned the ball over tonight. Pitch out left, Hornbrake. And he met in the backfield and punished by Atkinson Inniking. And he took a blocker into the backfield to make that hit. Wow.
Let's go ahead and award it.
I agree. The Hundley's Garage Big Hitter Award, Anthony Atkinson Inniking. First, he hit the blocker that was on him. He just took him with him into the ball carrier and punched him backwards.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
He literally went backwards. Yes.
The Hundley's Garage Big Hitter, the Ant-Man, Anthony Atkinson Inniking. Now 3rd down and 2. Bloomer from the gun. And again, the handoff, and the Tigers meet him in the backfield again. It was the Ant-Man, the first one there, and then the Tigers really converged in the middle of the line. It was linebackers Dylan Moon. You saw Gavin Ware and Garrett Craig in the mix. Now it brings up a 4th down and less than a yard for Marysville. Now, how gutsy will they be here?
Well, the Tigers need to go on the ball and not get off sides if it's a hard count. But you never know about Marysville. I'd be amazed if they didn't punt. But,
by 12, 7:44 left, 4th down and less than a yard at your own 30, and they're going to line up to go for it. We'll see if they try to draw the Tigers offsides or if they will run a play. 4th and less than a yard. And the Tigers could not hold their water, it appears, from up here anyway. So they just could not keep from getting across the line.
Went on the hard count.
Yeah, they did. And that penalty is going to give a 1st and 10 for Marysville.
What you're absolutely not supposed to do, that's your only job on that play, is to not be defensive offsides. And we jumped.
Update on Concordia. They lead Abilene now 35-6. That's after 3 quarters. So the Concordia Panthers 35-6 have turned it on in the second half. 1st and 10 here for the Marysville Bulldogs. Tigers down 20-8. 7:15 left to go in this game. Tigers need a stop and quick. Bloomer back to pass. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Now spins out of a tackle and will fall forward just past the line of scrimmage. Maybe gains 2. Tigers, though, got to him that time.
Oh, and he almost lost that ball as well. He had to pull that ball back in and get a hold of it a little bit better as he was getting tackled, because the Tigers, they collapsed the pocket, and he was trying to step up in it. They were coming from behind, and they got a hand on that ball, and it almost came in.
Gain of 1, second down 9. 6:40 left in this game. Tigers down by 12. Marysville, although dropping back to pass that time, certainly milking down the clock before they run a play. Bloomer, quick throw out to the outside in the flats, and Backus gets to the sideline and out of bounds, driven out by Caleb Benton. Wyatt Alexander, little lobby with the official about maybe being held out there, and then he goes back and plays defense.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I think, for him to say that.
Yeah, we talked about how they have about a half a dozen receivers that he'll go to. He shows his favor, but they have half a dozen that can do a great job. They also do a good job as receivers of blocking for the other receivers.
Great. 3 receivers this time left, wide side, 3rd down 1. Handoff Hornbrake. Met near the line of scrimmage, Gavin Siebold and company. And it will be 1st down and 10. They do advance it across the 45-yard line.
Tigers with a good stop there. Trouble is they only needed a yard. They got a yard and a half.
1st down 10, Marysville. Football is at the Bulldog 47-yard line. 5:50 remains here in the game, and the Tigers trailing right now 20-8.
And Marysville's milking the clock, and, they've established this drive. The Clay Center Tigers helped them a little bit on that 4th down offsides penalty, and Marysville's continuing to move the chains.
Bloomer from the gun. And he will hand off to Hornbrake. And he will be brought down by Garrett Craig. Tigers trying to strip the football. The whistle blows after a gain of 4. 2nd down 6. It's a tough time for the Tigers. You're wanting to make a play, but at the same time, you've got to make sure and make the sure tackle as well. 4-yard gain, 2nd down 6 for the Bulldogs. 5:07 and clock ticking here in the 4th. Marysville, of course, methodically making their way to the line of scrimmage, winding down the clock as much as they can before they snap the football. 9 seconds on the play clock. Bloomer, back to pass, screenplay set up. The pass is going to be caught by Raver. Tackle made by Dawson Humphrey. Great open field play by the sophomore. It will be a gain of maybe 3, 3rd down 2.
Good to see him back. He wasn't able to play when I was out at Goodland with you. Dawson's a good player, young kid.
Played last week for the Tigers as well, and about 97% is what Coach Rice would have guessed his health is right now after that rib injury. 4:40 to go. We're in the 4th. Tigers trailing here 20-8 when we come back.
Gutters are necessary for the protection of your home, and quality seamless guttering is the most efficient. At B&D Seamless Gutters, you'll have your choice of colors, and they can even match the color to your siding in residential or commercial settings. 7, 8, and 6-inch half-round commercial guttering is also available. Add value and style to your home or building with new gutters. Talk to Brian Moon and have them install leaf screens or solid gutter covers. Call B&D Seamless Gutters for a free estimate. 632-0696.
4:40 left here in this ball game. The Tigers right now trailing 20-8, and it's the time you got to. You don't want to be desperate, but you got to do something a little desperate right now defensively. You're down by 2 scores.
Well, you really do, and you got to have a sense of urgency no matter what because of the 2 scores in the clock. And speaking of the clock, we talked about that it seemed like Marysville offense has been on the field most of the game, our defense as well. They have had time of possession about 12 minutes more than we have, which is an entire quarter, if you want to think of it that way.
Yeah, that's it's tough to compete with. Tigers right now trying to compete, down by 12 with 4:40 to go. It's 3rd down 3. Bloomer deep set with Raver. He hands it off, and he is met by Wyatt Alexander and then driven back by Holden Heigl and company. And that'll bring up another fourth down situation, 4th and a couple to go. So they pulled the Tigers offsides last time. Now the Clay Center is going to take a timeout to try to protect his clock a little bit with 4:28 remaining. 4:28 left in the game. Tigers down 12. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCLY.
In this risky market, does your farm have the protection it needs? Farmers Union Insurance is committed to providing our farm families with complete insurance solutions for every operation, large or small. We have products to cover everything from crops to combines, homes to barns, autos to auto steer and your tractors. Our products will help manage your risk and keep you protected from the unknown. Give me, Jim Gearhan, a call at 632-3264 or stop by our office at 426 Lincoln Avenue in downtown Clay Center. We are proud to support the Tiger Athletics.
12-point ball game. The Tigers down 20-8 with 4:28 remaining here in this fourth quarter. The Tigers battling. They've got it to a 4th down situation, so still life here, Chad, by all means. We do want to take a look, though, at the Midwest product stats of the game, and there were a few. You know, Peyton Lane had some huge numbers on the ground tonight. Turnovers, like last year, played a factor in this football game tonight, but I really think time of possession is going to be our stat of the game. You brought it up before we went to break, and it really hit home.
Well, when the other team has the ball, the equivalent of a full quarter more than you, and the game's not over, that's a big deal. You know, that's a big deal.
Bunch. 4th down and 3. Marysville with the football at the Tiger 46, and they will quick kick it so they don't go for it. The ball will roll into the end zone, so the Tigers do have the stop they needed to have. Now we'll see if we can get a quick hitter and then find out what happens down the stretch. But our Midwest product stat of the game, Marysville Bulldogs basically own the football in their possession an entire quarter more than the Tigers did. 12-plus minutes they own that time of possession.
And the stat we didn't give, you mentioned Peyton, he has 172 yards rushing so far.
Well, hopefully we can take about 80 right here. Lane back to pass, rolls left, fires out. He's looking for Connor Last. It's going to be picked off. Derek Ravers jumped the route inside. Connor Last working toward the sideline, and Raver just got underneath of him and takes the pick away, and the Tigers have turned it back over. That's their 4th turnover of the night. And with 4:15 to go, the Bulldogs take it back over at the Tiger 41.
Yep, Tigers with, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles.
Yeah. Tough go when that happens. Tigers last year turned it over 3 times. The Bulldogs had no turnovers. Tonight it's 4 Tiger turnovers and 1 Bulldog INT. They throw that Caleb Indham interception. Here's Bloomer keeping it right side, and now he splits through, and he may be gone. And he is to the 10, to the 5, and the Marysville Bulldogs have now gone up 26-8.
You see that happen an awful lot in football, you know, right after a big turnover. When the team comes out, you're going to try to press something together, get something rallied. You turn the ball over, and the first play after that, you just give up a long touchdown. You've kind of been deflated already. You're not tackling with the same intensity that you were earlier in the game, and he took it to the house.
Yeah, 26-8. You look up and see that scoreboard. Doesn't help either. And the time that's on it. By the way, a score from the Wamego-Chapman matchup. How about this? Red Raiders 14-12 over Chapman. Wow. The Irish trying to get their first league win. Marysville will again go for 2. Throw toward the goal line, and they've got it with a pass play to Gabe Peschel. 28-8 now. The Tigers trailing. 4:06 left to go here in the game. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCLY.
It's a tough challenge for student athletes to balance academics and sports. It's only through focused determination and perseverance that they find success for themselves and their teammates. I'm Brett Hupka, and our team at Clay County National Bank is very proud to stand with the Clay Center Tigers, their coaches, and their families. Best wishes for an outstanding season to all the student athletes from Clay County National Bank, member FDIC.
Wherever it is that you dream of going in the future, Cloud County Community College can help you get started. Visit us on the web at cloud.edu.
The T-Birds dream it. The sky is the limit. Cloud is right along your way to your dream career. Come see. Get on your way to what you want to be. Cloud County Community College. Going anywhere starts here.
Tigers now trail by 20, 28-8. The kickoff is squid. This is going to go out of bounds in a hurry, and the Tigers will take over in good position. We did want to back up a little bit. We mentioned Peyton Lane's numbers on the ground, and hopefully he'll add to that here in this possession. But the Five Creek Automotive Spotlight play of the game, Peyton Lane has had a monster night running football. I mean, 170-plus right now he's sitting on the ground.
He's just leaving his heart out there in the grass. I mean, he's crazy legs, just cutting here, cutting there, and, all of a sudden he's got a bunch of yards all of a sudden.
Had a bunch toward the end of the half, and then he's just tacked it on and had big runs, big play lane. Our Five Creek Automotive Spotlight play of the game, the yardage on the ground by Peyton Lane tonight. Lane under center right now. He will work it left. He's going to keep it, trying to get to the outside, and he does. He's to the midfield stripe. Tries to cut it inside and out of the sideline. Knocked down at the Marysville 40-yard line, so tack on more. He's crossed 200 yards for the Niner. Very, very close.
He's very close. That's probably about a 25-yard run, so he's getting very close.
Takes it to the 40-yard line of the Marysville Bulldogs. 3:58 remaining. Tigers again down by 20 with the football. Lane. And he will keep it again. Outside he goes. Got a block from Gavin Seabold. Breaks a tackle, and it ends up at the 25-yard line. Ball comes loose. They're going to say he's down.
Yeah.
Peyton Lane was down before that ball ever came loose.
Well, he's over 200 down.
Wow. 3:46 remains here, 28-8. Concordia leads Abilene now 35-12, 7.5 remaining in that ball game. So Concordia about to stay in this race. Here's a handoff left to Levi Fitzenmeyer down to the 23-yard line.
I keep going back to that Clay Center Concordia 28-26 game. That was at Donnybrook. I mean,
no kidding. Right down to the final play it went.
Yeah.
Literally, the final play.
When
more
there shouldn't have been that play.
No kidding. 3:14 remains. Here's Lane keeping it to the 17, to the 15. Squirts inside the 13-yard line. And it's first down and 10 Tigers at the Marysville 14. So Peyton Lane tacks on more yards to that total. Clock at 3:03. And Clay Center back to work again. In motion goes Mendham. They'll pitch out to Caleb Mendham. Great catch on the pitch. Now he breaks a tackle, spins, and almost stays in bounds. Wow. What a play by Caleb Mendham. That thing was going to be on the ground. In fact, I had to make sure I saw him catch it because I thought it was gone.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's our Catalyst Signing Graphics catch of the game. He had it before on the interception. That's right. Where we were going, but that was some kind of play to just keep. And then he got yards after it.
Well, after he finally pulled it in, then he scooted to his other direction and got around a defender and then cut it upfield for another several yards.
Catalyst Signing Graphics catch of the game, Caleb Mendham. Keeping it in the Tigers' possession and then able to get yards on top of it afterwards.
They're needing the clock to fix the time on the clock.
It's 2:35. I think they want 10 seconds back on it. 5 or 10. We'll see where they bump it to. But Tigers driving downfield. They have it now first down and goal. It's at the 8-yard line. Or second down 4 at the 8-yard line.
Now the clock shows 24:45.
Tigers would take that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Turn this into a marathon. Let's see what happens. 2:45 left in the game. That is now official on the clock. Lane under center. He will turn, hand it off underneath. Levi Fitzenmeyer near the goal line, and the ball comes loose, and Marysville has recovered in the end zone. Wow. They would have been first and goal, and now the Tigers, just 5 turnovers on a night, right?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Yeah, it would have been first and goal inside the 5. Fumbled into the end zone. Marysville recovered, so it's touchback.
2:38 now left in this game, and the Bulldogs will take over from their own 20. Tigers next week go on the road to Abilene, by the way. Well, the thing the Tigers now have to rethink themselves about is that there's no goal that they can't get to what they wanted at the beginning of the season, other than being undefeated. Right. The NCKL crown still available. District play, of course, still something they can work toward. Wanting to host a game, possibly.
Well,
right by Hornbreak, he takes it about 7 yards ahead.
And this isn't a game that breaks your spirit. It just makes you mad because you committed most of these mistakes yourself, and you shot yourself in the foot here and there and everywhere, and, kept making all these great plays, these great stops, but it's asking too much of the defense when we turned the ball over 5 times on offense.
Boy, and when the Tigers were first and goal, they turn it over, and then Bloomer gets loose.
Yep.
And that thing just flipped this game completely around. Under 2 to work. Here is Bloomer handing off again to Hornbreak, the sophomore. Bounces off one tackle, and Cody Carlson wraps it up and cleans it up. It'll bring up, looks like 3rd down and short. Down to 1 timeout for the Tigers, 1:40 left. A 28-8 lead. Bulldogs will wind that clock down as long as they can, 20 seconds on the play clock. 1:25 to work. Now we've got a timeout taken. Or is it an official's timeout, maybe? They haven't charged anyone with a timeout. 3rd down and inches. And I have no idea
I don't either.
The whistle blew.
The far side official blew his whistle and came over to the white hat. Now they're talking to...
Well, now they're going to say 1st and 10 instead of 3rd and inches without measuring. Not that it has an impact on the game. It's just a very unique decision that came so late.
Yeah, that's weird.
They had it marked 3rd and inches. They had the teams on the line of scrimmage, and then they came in and stopped play and said, no, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and they were down to like 15 on the play clock. It was very odd.
So now they will set the clock back into motion with the new play clock. It's at 1:20 left in the game. Tomorrow on KCLY, don't forget, it is K-State Wildcat Saturday. The Cats hosting Baylor, 12:30 pregame. They kick off at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Bloomer from the gun. A handoff again. Oh, Logan McDonald's big hit in the backfield. Correction, that tackle is not Logan McDonald. That is Tillman Hartner. We've seen him on the field already this season doing some big things, but he made a punch in the backfield that time.
Tillman made a heck of a stop and just drove it.
45 seconds left. 16 on the play clock, so the Bulldogs will need to run one more, although no victory formation for the Bulldogs. They've stayed in the gun and run handoffs. Interesting.
Good point.
And again, they will hand it off on 2nd down and long, and that will likely end the game. Tigers will drop a 28-8 decision here on homecoming 2017 to the Marysville Bulldogs. It'll drop the Tigers to 3-2. Bulldogs improve to 4-1. Both teams now 2-1 in NCKL play. Stay with us. Our post game is on the way next.
At Homestead Real Estate, we have a team of agents with extensive knowledge and experience in buying and selling real estate. Our agents will work hard for you whether we are marketing your property or helping you look for the right home, commercial building, farm, or recreational property.
Our agents can help you with properties in the area, whether listed by our agency, another agency, or a for sale by owner. Find information at cchomesteadrealestate.com. Homestead Real Estate, founded by local people invested in our community and proud supporters of the Clay Center Tigers.
Gutters are necessary for the protection of your home, and quality seamless guttering is the most efficient. At B&D Seamless Gutters, you'll have your choice of colors, and they can even match the color to your siding in residential or commercial settings. 7, 8, and 6-inch half-round commercial guttering is also available. Add value and style to your home or building with new gutters. Talk to Brian Moon and have them install leaf screens or solid gutter covers. Call B&D Seamless Gutters for a free estimate. 632-0696.
Well, the Tigers, a 28-8 loss. You could go back and talk about what ifs, but that's not what most football teams try to do. They move forward, and so that's probably what we should do. But this is a game that what if, and what if 3 or 4 different times, actually 5 times when you get right down to it. Turnovers were the difference in this game.
You look at a score like this, and lots of times you just think, oh, they were blown out. You know, you look at the score of us against Phillipsburg, excuse me, really our loss was worse than that score.
True.
I mean, we really played and looked worse. The score was bad enough, but we looked and played worse than that. This is the opposite tonight. There were so many opportunities. We were not out of this game until midway in the third quarter. I mean, we weren't out of the game then, but what I mean is the major momentum hadn't shifted yet. We had taken control early in the third quarter, you know, and things were looking great. Turnover at a bad time, you know, and we had that 5 times tonight. But, you know, this was a game where these guys are going to see certain plays that happened tonight in their sleep, you know, because they were pivotal, critical times where, you know, a fumble inside the goal line. I mean, inside the 5, goal to go. All of a sudden, it's like a 16-point swing. You know, just a matter of a few minutes later.
And a 20-point game.
We were not blown out in this 28-8 game.
No, they had their chances. That's for sure. Let's look at numbers real quickly. I guess overall, Zach, if you could show between the two teams, 345 for Marysville total offense. That's 214 on the ground, 131 through the air. Remember, they had 115 at half.
Right.
They didn't have to pass in the second half. Right. Tigers had 288 total offense. That's 11 yards through the air, 277 on the ground. Peyton Lane, obviously, we've talked about it already, but a remarkable night, 219 yards. I mean, those are numbers that are astronomical.
Yeah, you don't get very many games like that, you know, and too bad for us, it wasn't part of a win.
Right.
But with that said, he played his heart. Everybody out there played their heart out. It's just a number of times things didn't go the right way, you know, and there's a little bit of planned luck in football, you know, and sometimes that has momentum. I talk about momentum all the time, but it's so critical at any level of sport, but especially high school. Momentum can break your back from either side of the ball,
or it can make your game as well. And we've seen it go both ways for the Tigers, certainly this season. Clay Center Tigers, a 28-8 loss tonight. Again, they head on the road to Abilene next week. Again, they are right now tied with, it appears, Concordia, Marysville, and the Tigers all at 2-1. I do have a final score. 6:12 left. Concordia was up 35-18, so you would think that's probably going to be the Panthers marching there. So you got a 3-way tie atop the league standings. That's still a lot to play for in the weeks ahead, to say the least. They go to Abilene next Friday night. For our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella, our Tiger statistician, Z-Dog Zach Elzinga, for Chet Carlson, this is Rocky Downing telling you to enjoy the rest of your Football Friday.